We on the podcast, baby.
Club Talk. Jay Brody. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. Yeah, baby, it's that Club Talk. You're now listening to that Club Talk. And now, your host, Jay Brody. 1, 2, 1, 2.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Club Talk Podcast. For those who are watching on YouTube, you may notice that the scenery, your setup is a little different.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Right now, we are in Detroit, Michigan. People are like, why the fuck are
313?
313. Why am I in Detroit, you ask? I'm glad you asked, even if you didn't ask. My ass drove all the way down here to see Nas. For those who probably know me well, you know that Nas is my favorite artist. So I drove down from Columbus, a little 3-hour drive just to see Nas. And so I thought to myself, like, wait a minute, if I'm just going to drive all the way down there, there is a person who I know very well. The first person who I met in college.
Let's go.
Wilberforce University.
Wilberforce, stand up.
That's right.
Let's
go. Some of you know him. Some of you may not. I call him J.Al. John Allen Hicks. Is here.
Man. What's going on, man? It's always a pleasure.
That's
man.
right.
Always
That's right.
Pleasure.
No stranger to the Cloth Talk Podcast.
Of course, man. I think this is
Appeared plenty of
number
times.
4. This is number 4.
I think you're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Number 4.
This is
4
number
for
4.
parents.
Yeah.
4th time on the show. Definitely. So not a stranger to Cloth
Not
Talk.
a stranger.
Before we get into all this good stuff we got jotted down on here, because we kind of threw this together at the last minute. So I want to say a couple months back, we made a bet. I gotta do this on camera because I'm a man of my word, and I gotta let people know that, hey, if you bet with me and I lose, I'll return the favor if I lose. So we made a bet. We're not gonna get into the details.
Please not.
We're not gonna say no names or nothing. But I will say this. So me thinking how I know you. Given the situation, the circumstances that you were telling me that you were in at the given time, I was like, oh, no way.
He's going to do this, right?
There's no way. I know he's going to do this.
No, let this stand as proof that people grow, okay? Growth.
Right. So
is a crucial part of life, okay?
Growth.
You got to grow.
Yes. So we make this bet. And it was a time frame bet. Yeah. So I betted him that he's going to do something within a certain time frame. And he's like, oh, no way. He's like, I'm different, Brody. I'm a changed man.
I ain't like that, man.
I'm like, bullshit. So we make the bet. And, he was like, all right, if I win, gentleman's jack is what I want. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I could do that. And people who know me, I'm not a drinker. I don't, drink, smoke, stuff like that. So I lost, and if you can see with the camera, he's enjoying his his winnings right there months and months ago. So this is how much I don't know much about drinking. I didn't know what the fuck a pint was.
Nigga. Told this man, give me a 5th. This man shows up.
I definitely did not come with a 5th.
Not a 5th. Like, come on, man.
Right.
Had to educate this man.
All right. So let's get into some of this stuff before I have to get to this live show. All right. So wait, you know what? Before we get into this stuff, you do not claim Detroit.
No.
Detroit has been good to you.
No, it has.
Detroit.
I live here. Detroit has been good to me.
Put the most money in your pocket you ever seen, and this how you go repay them?
I agree.
You agree?
I agree. Detroit has put in more money in my pocket than Or no, Detroit has not put any money in my pocket. I put this money in my pocket. My skill set, my knowledge, my information, my ability.
But hold up.
Put the money in my pocket.
But had it not been Detroit, you would have not an outlet to use those resources you have.
No, had it not been for Dayton that created.
You dancing, man. Detroit.
Dayton.
Can you have this opportunity that you had here in Detroit? Could you have this opportunity anywhere else?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. This was just so happened to be the platform that I chose. But the fact is,
we were talking off air before we started recording. You said, "Shit, Detroit should be thankful for me that I'm here."
I'm just saying. They'll miss me when I'm gone.
The 313. You're not originally from here. You're Dayton, Ohio.
937. Tell them my phone number starts with what?
937.
937. I've been here for I think 7 years now.
7 years.
And my phone number still starts with what?
937.
937.
Just as mine. My number is still a Philly number. And I've been in Columbus since 2016.
You are what you are.
Yes. No
matter what. You live in Buckeye Town.
I do.
I will never call you a Buckeye.
No.
I don't care if you live in Columbus.
Even if I was a Buckeye fan.
You could be a fan, but you ain't no Buckeye.
It's a difference.
It's a difference. You're not from there. Like it is what it is. You're from Philly. You my guy. You my guy. You my man. 10 grand.
Yes.
But you are not a Buckeye.
I'm not a Buckeye.
It's okay.
Shit.
It's okay. I can still love you anyways.
That's good. Well, it's fine because I still claim and rep Philly.
Of course.
That's
as you should.
So we'll never see you with a Pistons jersey on.
Never.
Lions jersey.
Never. Oh God. No. Of course not. Of course not. Never. It's gonna be Cleveland Browns till the day I die.
Cleveland Browns till the day you die.
Cleveland Browns, man.
All right. So no, you're not disrespecting Detroit.
No.
But you don't claim this as like.
No, it's not. So Detroit.
Hold on. They always say it's not where you from, is where you at. You subscribe to that?
I subscribe to home is where the heart is.
Home is where the heart is.
And my heart will always be Dayton. Always be Dayton. I
don't believe that is where it's not where you from, is where you at type of thing.
No, your home is where your heart is.
Okay.
I am and will always be Dayton. I left Dayton to be better in order to be a better contributor to Dayton.
Yeah. You just so happen.
I just needed to expand myself just a little bit more. I needed a bigger pool to swim in.
Yeah.
That way I can be a better contributor ultimately to Dayton.
Yes. This is a springboard.
Everything I'm doing and will do in the future, ultimately, is for Dayton.
Is for Dayton.
Yes, absolutely.
No ties to here. Do you feel like a sense of loyalty here?
Let me not say that. I do, like, cause
okay.
When you touch people and when they touch you,
you're an educator,
right? Like, so you know what I'm saying. You develop those relationships. You can't just ignore that. But for me to act as if
I'm about to put Detroit on. I'm doing this for Detroit.
Nah, I'm not doing it for Detroit. But Detroit is important. But if we're weighing the scale,
yes, Dayton by far.
It's Dayton by far. It is not close. It is not close. I still wear a shirt to school to this day. Probably once a month I wear it. It says just a kid from Dayton.
Just a kid from Dayton.
I mean, it is what it is. I will always be that kid from the west side of Dayton who graduated from Trotwood Madison High School. I will always be that kid.
Little name drop and put it.
Let me name drop that a little bit. Shout out to Trotwood, real quick.
Trotwood. Oh man.
Class 06 too, by the way.
They do.
Put that out there.
Oh, the basketball team,
right?
Championship team, by the way, right?
Finals, man. Runner up. We was a runner up.
Finals
runner up.
Okay. All right, man. So here we are, Detroit. Let's get into some shit, man.
For sure.
Let's go. So you are, people probably don't know now what you do professionally as your career. You are an educator.
Yes.
And you've been doing this for how long now?
I guess teaching. I'm in year 6 of teaching.
Yes.
I believe. Yeah, I'm in year. No, take that back. I'm in year 5.
Year 5.
Year 5.
you've greatly had an impact since you.
I like to think so.
I'm sure they would say the same.
I like to think so.
You notice a difference since you arrived at your particular.
Where I currently am.
Yeah, you since you arrived, you noticed.
So
because I know the energy that you come with.
Okay.
You're not a passive guy.
Okay.
You're not a pushover. You're direct.
Very direct.
Mean what you say.
You
don't do the whole back and forth shit.
Yeah.
You're you know.
So I'll data drop a little bit. So I teach.
There we go. I knew it.
So
being modest.
I teach at this school, and before I got there, they had some of the worst data in the district.
We're talking test scores,
Detroit test scores.
Attendance.
Since we've been number one in math and reading since I've been there.
Your subject that you teach.
My primary subject is math. But when I got there, my principal saw that I have a knack for data and understanding how data works.
Yes.
So she made me the assessment coordinator.
Oh shit.
So if it was test related, I was over it. Subject, regardless of subject.
Any subject.
Yes, regardless of subject.
Wow. So you oversee that whole.
So if it's test related, if it's assessment related, it's mine.
Damn.
It's mine. I oversee it.
Wow.
And since then, we've been number one in the district in math.
Damn.
In reading, and in science.
Really?
We coming for social studies next. We coming for it.
Shit.
We coming. But yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So
Man,
you're really making an impact.
I like to think so.
To shoot from some of the lowest.
Some of the lowest. Now
it skyrocket to number one.
Now let me say this, because this is important. Because the reality is, the kids didn't get smarter just because I got there.
What was it? You implemented something. You brought something that wasn't there.
It was small little implementation things, like more small group instruction, more giving kids the best opportunities to be successful. Not clumping a bunch of tests together, but as opposed, okay, let's spread this thing out a little bit. Because the reality is, we've been in school, we graduated, we understand what fatigue feels like.
Dude, good Lord.
And when you get fatigued, the reality is you're not giving the best version of yourself when you're tired.
Not at all.
That's just the reality.
Yeah.
Kids get fatigued faster than adults. So they need more time in between than we do.
Yes.
So it's about creating that time and then galvanizing them enough to let them know, hey, I'm on your side. I'm doing this for you because I want you to be successful.
Yeah.
When kids know that you're fighting for them,
they'll put in more.
Got you. So they didn't get smarter just because I was there. Yeah. The reality is these were always talented kids.
Yeah.
They just needed the right push.
That's it.
That was it.
Yeah. So it's not some big magic wand.
No magic. No, I'm not.
Just a little adjustments here.
I'm not some special teacher. I don't understand So I understand the curriculum. I know what needs to be taught. I know what the kids need to know. But I don't have this guru way of doing it that, what I'm saying, this game changer way. It's just, I remember being a kid.
Yeah.
I remember being a student. I'm still a student. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this graduate program right now. So I know what it feels like. So it's just being able to still identify with the kid inside of you and relating that person to the kids now. And then making decisions off of that. Now, obviously, every decision can't be based off that because at some point, you got to be an adult.
There you go.
An adult has to make an adult decision. At some point. You know what I'm saying? That has to play a role.
Yeah.
But no, we have to. I really feel like the difference was making those small changes and then having those real relationships and having those real data talks with the kids. Like a lot of times kids take tests and they're thinking, I'm just taking the test.
It's just another test.
Especially standardized tests. Because most standardized tests don't shoot them back their score. So most kids don't even know what their score is. So they're not taught to care.
It's just another test.
Yeah. So what we do is we have actual data talks with our kids. So the moment you're done with your test and it populates that number for me, I'm getting all the data, the whole breakdown of it. we're gonna have this conversation.
Like,
So it's telling me your grade placement. Let's talk about the fact that you're in 8th grade testing in 5th. Let's talk about it. Because I know you don't want to be testing in 5th grade, but the reality is you did. So what can we do to close this gap? Unless you're good with this. If you're good with this, then this conversation is gonna be real short. There's nothing to talk about. If you're okay with this, great. I'll talk to the next person.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Right. So if you see a particular student wants to improve, wants to be better,
absolutely,
you'll dedicate time to that particular student.
Yeah.
If they want it.
And here's the thing, man. Unless every situation is different. Every situation is unique. What I've found is when kids know where they stand and they understand the distance between where they are and where they need to be, they close the gap.
Really?
Most kids don't close the gap because they don't know that a gap exists.
Shit.
That's what happens in education. Like when you aren't aware of what your data says about you, then you have no basis to grow from. You have no bar. You have no benchmark.
Yeah.
So kids have to. Young people, I hate using the word kids. Students need to know where they stand. Yeah. And have that very real conversation of, okay, if your plan is, let's talk about the average student, the average male student. Okay. My plan is I want to be a football player or I want to be a basketball player. That's the average. Yeah. That's what you hear on average. The athlete, right. Yeah. But okay, so let's talk about your scores and how that relates to your goals.
It's important.
Okay. So if you're testing in the 2nd grade and you're in the 8th, let's talk about it. Whew. Let's hypothetically say you do get to high school, which is going to be a reality because the reality is the numbers don't make sense in a manner where they can hold you back. They're going to have to push you forward. So you could fail this thing all the way through. And you still gonna get pushed forward. That's just reality. Now, I don't agree with it, but that's the reality. Again, I don't agree with it, but that is the reality.
It's pushing kids along.
But here's the thing that we have to have these conversations with students and parents. Just because you get pushed along does not mean you're prepared. And high school is different than K through 8. Yeah. You can mess around in high school and no one will say a word. They will wait till that 4th year and tell you don't have enough credits. What you gonna do?
You far too behind, buddy.
You too far behind. Welcome to GED land. So it's not like
good luck with that football.
So good luck with that football, and then even beyond that, if you don't have an understanding, if you don't have that benchmark understanding of those mathematic concepts, the reading concepts. The reality is you're going to struggle in high school. You're not going to be able to do the work. You're not going to be able to be successful. There is a minimum GPA required in order to be an athlete. Yeah. You have to get that GPA. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Yeah. And if you are on the field or on the court without that, different conversation. This is a different conversation. But you're not supposed to. The reality is in Detroit, it's a 2.0. 2.0
I was just about to ask that. It's a 2.0. Probably different here.
The bar is 2.0. Is the bar. And from the school that I grew up from, that's low. I remember when it was a 3.0.
3.0.
Athletes had to have a 3.0. But 2.0, whatever. That's C's. Man, if you can't get C's in 7th and 8th grade, what makes you think you're going to get C's in high school? Yeah. So there goes that football, basketball dream because you can't even get on the court or the field.
In the beginning, you've been going all this time not even knowing where you...
And you had no clue where you stood. Had no clue.
So we really can't fault the children. Just quote-unquote students, not children.
So it's layers. It's layers to this. I'll give you a running example of a kid that a student that I deal with, and obviously I'm not gonna put names out,
of course,
because for legal reasons. But I deal with this one particular student who tests pretty consistently really low. Right, he has a history of testing low. Now, as a data person, I look at the data and I say, okay, you've consistently been low. My mind is going now I'm asking these questions. Why has he been low like this? Okay, let's look at his behavior sheet. What factor is his behavior playing in this? What factor is his attendance playing in this? What about his relationships with what's going on at home? Now, what's his relationship like with mom? Is dad present? Like what's going on? Like is this the oldest child? What happens oftentimes? The oldest child has to care for other siblings.
Could it be a learning disability?
Could be a learning disability. So I'm asking all these questions, like 'cause all these different factors matter and they play a role. Like we can't just assume that a kid is just dumb.
Yeah, data is there for a reason.
The data is there for a reason. We have to be able to read it, analyze it, and decipher this thing. Like so this particular kid, what I found out, he's been a behavior issue. Like so then I started inquiring with his mom, like, hey, have you ever considered getting him tested to see if he might be like on the spectrum or something. He might have a learning disability. But then as we went further, like I'm listening to this young man, like listening to him talk, and I'm like, he doesn't have a learning disability at all. His if he has any type of disability, it's not learning.
Yeah, like,
it's
you
not
comprehend pretty well.
You comprehend extremely well. So you know me, I make jokes. And if unless you're like really cognitive of what I'm saying, you won't know that I'm talking about you. I'm making a joke about you. He picks up on every single joke. So I'm like, you're not a dumb kid.
Like, what's really going on?
Like, so what I realized, his issues are more emotional and social. But what ends up happening, because that didn't get addressed when it needed to be addressed at a young age, he just kept getting pushed along. Those are the effects. Now the same kid or the same young man is in the 8th grade, and now it appears as if he has a learning disability because he's missing all of the requisite information. So it looks like a learning disability when the truth is he can comprehend. He's just missing the information. His true problem is he can't emotionally control himself long enough to gain the information.
Wow,
that's the real problem.
Damn. And what happens is we end up labeling these students.
We label them. Yep. That's what we do. As opposed to getting them the help that they need.
Wow.
Now, had this young man been given the help that he needed years ago, not to say that he can't be given the help that he needs now, because he absolutely could. Yeah. But an 8th grade mind is different than a 4th, 5th grade mind.
Right.
By the time you hit 8th grade, especially as a male, you starting to enter into that phase of you can't tell me nothing.
Exactly.
So it's a little different now. Yeah. The dynamics are a little different.
Challenging.
Not to say it's impossible. Not impossible. Yeah. But the circumstances are a lot different.
This is a young teenager.
Had we attacked this in the 4th grade, who's to say? Because this is not a dumb kid. He's not dumb.
You've seen it.
I see his ability to comprehend.
Yeah.
Like okay, which tells me, man, you could have been really smart. You could have been super intelligent, like meaning like knocking this stuff out. But now we pushed you along, because the reality is at some point in large districts like Detroit, it becomes a numbers game.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
becomes a numbers game.
They just think about how many kids.
If they kept just holding kids back, it would be a numbers thing. Like, so if I have 300 kids that's about to come in from this class, like this previous class, if I hold this one back, now I have 301. Yeah. Do I have the numbers? Do I have the capacity for this? That's why kids we just push them through.
Fuck.
So we do them no favors. I had to have a really tough conversation.
That's where the damage is happening at.
But I mean, the reality is we can only in education, for the most part, this isn't always true, but for the most part, man, you can only work with the capacity that you have. That's because people don't realize this in education, especially like in your urban schools, urban school districts, especially inner cities. Yeah, man, most teachers are seeing 30 and 40 to 1.
Talk about per classroom, teacher to student ratio.
Yes, 30 on the low end, 30 upwards of 40 to 1.
That don't even sound right.
Now here the thing is, the common sense answer to this is we need more teachers. Yeah. Is the common sense answer. Now that
just hire more teachers.
Now that's not as simple as it sounds. It's not as simple as it sounds, but it is the answer to it. Mm-hmm. Like now, I'll get into why hiring more teachers isn't as easy as it sounds. I'll get into that later.
Yes.
But what districts do, they hustle backwards. So what they do, as opposed to hiring more teachers, because that would mean they would have to spend more money, because teachers cost more. Like it's a money game. Yeah. Like so, instead, as opposed to hiring more teachers, what they do is they bring in, they create labels in these other positions. For example, like what's called a paraprofessional or an academic interventionist. Like, and while these positions are important, like I've been in those positions, so I understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen all of them. Like, I've been teacher, academic, AI, paraprofessional. I didn't been them all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get the dynamics of all of them. Yeah. Like, and they have a place, but that AI isn't changing the fact that it's still 40-1 in that classroom. Mm. But if you hired another teacher, now you're looking at 20-1.
Right.
But what they do is they hustle backwards because parapros and AIs don't cost as much.
You can pay them less.
You can pay them less, and they don't get leveled up the same way that a teacher does. So that's how they hustle backwards.
God damn.
But at the end, who loses?
The student.
The student.
They're our future, man. Kids are the future.
But so now to the why can't we'll just hire more teachers, bring in more teachers, right? That seems like the
logic. Like, just get more teachers.
Listen, man, when you burn people out and you burn bridges, people don't want to come into education, into those situations. Like the starting salary into education, and it sucks. Like starting salary is average in this city is like I think it's like around like 48,000, something like that. Something like 48,000 starting. Now keep in mind that's pretty good, especially
decent.
If you come out of college, that's not bad.
Pretty decent.
And it would be even better if you was getting paid 48,000 just to teach. But please introduce me to the teacher that's only teaching.
It's not just teaching.
You're doing so much more. You're a teacher, and I would argue you're not even a teacher first. You're a babysitter first. Primarily.
What?
Primarily, you're a babysitter because that's how parents treat us. They treat us like babysitters.
Wait, what? Break this down.
Okay.
A babysitter? Okay. Please.
I'll give you. So we had the whole. I mean, obviously we're still dealing with. We're going to
get into the. I'm about to say we're going to get into the COVID.
I'm saying we're still dealing with COVID now, but last year most schools were were virtual. Most schools were virtual last year. So when we were virtual, attendance was at its lowest historically.
Damn.
Like it never been that low. Ever been that low.
All they had to do is log on.
All they had to do was log on.
Yeah, you at home.
But who wasn't telling them to log on?
Mommy or daddy?
Mommy or daddy.
I see where you're getting at. I see where you're going. Continue. Like, do I need to say more, really?
I mean, think about it.
How far you want me to go into this?
I mean, really think about it. If you just look at that perspective, then you look at we have some parents where we only see their kids or their children when it's time for them to re-up on their benefits. Like, I'm just a babysitter to you.
Wow.
Nothing more than a babysitter. Because if I was actually a teacher, you would answer the phone when I call you as it relates to your child and their inability to grasp information or their inability to sit down in the classroom.
So there's very little
parent involvement
in the children's academic
very little
status.
Very little.
Really?
Little to none.
That's alarming.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. But
if the parent doesn't seem to have an investment in their children's education, right? And here you say hey, the teachers, we're reaching out, we're trying to communicate to you, let you know what's going on with your student. Here's the problems, or here's the good news, here's bad news, blah 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 blah. And there's very little interest or dialogue to have with said educator or educators. Then 9 times out of 10, the kid student is going to be like, well, if it's not getting enforced here, the fuck you ever listen to?
I mean, I'm just saying, just generally speaking, let's talk data. Like your typical honor roll students who excel in school have parent involvement.
Yeah.
The kids who don't excel or do well in school don't have parent involvement.
Do you see more of that or less of that?
Oh no, that's just the truth.
Is this the truth?
That's just a very simple truth. Now,
do we have more students? I mean, more parents today? Let's talk about Detroit that do care. If we're looking at data that suggests,
from a data perspective, nah.
Really?
No. Like, so we're like essentially we're asking these young people who are still children, we're essentially asking them to be independent college students in middle school. Like you remember when we was in college, like we didn't have mom and dad waking us up for class. We had to independently wake up.
Gotta go.
You have to get yourself to class.
Yep.
You have to be responsible enough to understand I have to do this homework.
Yeah.
I have to write this paper, which might mean that, hey, I might not be able to go to that party. I'm like, I gotta get in front of this computer and I gotta do this thing because I gotta get this done because my grade is dependent upon whether or not I do this stuff. We're asking a child to have that same mindset.
Yeah. As a teenager. And by teenager, I mean preteen. Yeah, we
12,
13,
preteen.
11.
Like, that's a lot to ask of a young person. Like, we struggle with it. And we was...
right.
we 19, 20, 21 struggling with that reality.
Yeah.
That's a lot to ask of a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 14-year-old.
I'm logging into this computer. Fuck this.
You know what I'm saying? Like that asking them
TikTok.
And what and parents like. Not, and obviously, this isn't all parents. So let me put that in the atmosphere.
Generalize.
I don't want to generalize it to all parents.
Yeah.
But I would say a good number of them. A good number of parents, like, I heard this over and over. Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, they're old enough. They in middle school. They should be able to log themselves in and do their own work. No. They are a child. That is still a child.
They're old enough.
That's still a child that is not fully emotionally developed, that is still not completely mentally developed, and really still isn't socially developed.
Yeah.
But you're expecting them to move as if they're an adult, but they're not.
Yeah.
No, they need to be motivated. They need to be encouraged. They need to be pushed by you, mom, by you, dad.
Exactly. And I was just about to say, and then if that doesn't happen, they blame you.
They blame me.
This is weird. The babysitter shit.
Babysitter, not a teacher.
Well, you're not doing your job as a teacher then.
Exactly. And listen, I'm fast with the responses because I will remind a parent anytime. You are the first teacher. I only supplement what you do.
We was having this conversation before we started recording. I was saying that some of these kids are going to look at you as a father figure.
Absolutely. That's just that. I mean, that's the reality of the situation. Is
because they're not getting that from home.
It's unfortunate that in addition to me having to teach about transformations, translations, rotations, reflections, I also got to teach this young boy what it means to be a man. I also got to teach this young girl what a real man looks like and how a real man should treat you.
Just like shit.
On top of the fact that I have to I need to get you to a place where you understand this curriculum enough where you can pass the standardized test. In addition to that, oh by the way, you're coming to school and you're hungry. Like, hungry people struggle to maintain information. Like, because who's thinking about, you know what I'm saying, how something rotates on a coordinate plane if I'm hungry?
And this is why you say, find me a teacher who's just a teacher.
Find me a teacher who's just a teacher.
Damn.
Please introduce me to that teacher. You want to know what those teachers are called? They're called professors. They're not teachers at all. They're professors. You hear me? Like, they get to show up, give their lecture,
I'm out,
and then be out. And all the responsibility is now on the student.
Right. Not mommy and dad.
Teachers.
Oh, your paper late?
Oh, well, you failed.
You knew the due date.
You knew what it was. You failed. I'll see you next year.
You need to give my child more time. We didn't get the email. We didn't get this. We didn't get that. Oh, no.
But teachers can't do that.
Have you ever got teachers that would actually argue with you?
Like, have you ever gotten a teacher?
I mean, not teacher, a parent.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would get nasty with you.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, so now it's a lot less now. Now that I have I have more of a place now. Like, and, my name, carries a little more weight now than it did before. Like, so I don't get as much argument.
Okay.
Like, especially not from moms, which is funny. I don't get as much of an argument as I might have gotten like my very first year.
Yeah.
But yeah, they want to argue. Most of the arguments I get is when a student says something crazy to me, and then I say something crazy back.
Oh, talking back. Oh,
like, listen, I have a very simple rule in my classroom. My rule is very simple. If you can't take it, don't dish it out. So what that basically means is I'm okay with you talking about people.
Okay.
So don't talk about people who if you see they not saying nothing, they're off limits.
Okay.
But if y'all talking about each other, cool, I'm fine with that. As long as y'all can handle it. And your feelings don't get involved and y'all start doing extra stuff. Yeah. Like, because the moment that happens, that lets me know, man, you can't handle this, which also means you shouldn't be talking. Right. You should be quiet. So this one kid said something. Yeah. This one kid started talking about this kid who says nothing.
Minds his business.
Like, so. And so, I'm, you know me. Like, so I was like, hey, man, go somewhere, sit down and shut up, man. Like, he is not bothering you, man. Like, so the kid goes, what did he say to me? He's like, I know you ain't talking with your bald head. I was like, hold on. I was like, my bald head is by choice. What you gonna do about that ugly face? The kid was like, oh! I was like, all them bumps on your face looking like 75. All them bumps look like a road map. Like in your weird body. Like big old body and little head. Look like a backwards Barney.
Be roasting his students.
Man, the kid didn't know what to say. And he went back and told his mom. Mom had something to say to me. I was like, Mom, did he mention the fact that he said something to me first? Did he mention that? Did he bother to mention that? Did he bother to mention that my rule very simply is if you can't take it, don't dish it out. Yeah. I was like, and by the way, Mom, I put that in the syllabus that you signed. I put that in the syllabus.
But you didn't read it.
You probably didn't read it. So you should probably take a look at that. That copy that you have, you should probably take a look at that.
Yeah, then get back to me.
And then get back to me because you signed it. So you should have an understanding of what the dynamics of my classroom. Yeah. If he can't take it, then you need to come to my class and just be quiet and be prepared to learn. Yeah. And that's it.
Simple. Yeah.
My rules are simple. Yeah. Like I don't ask a lot. Yeah. Like I try to keep it as simple as because it's a lot we need to do. Yeah. So if I make this any more complicated than it already is, then we're not gonna get to the destinations we need to get to.
Right. Because the truth is, like you were saying, parenting and teaching work hand in hand. It's a team.
Yeah, it's a team thing.
But like you're saying, you should have to take on all these roles. Like
I shouldn't have to.
My job is this.
I shouldn't have to.
You should have
but
to.
the reality is I do. Yeah. Like,
we're in America.
No, I mean, I'm a teacher, I'm a lawyer, I'm a counselor. Damn. I'm a parent. Yeah. I gotta feed you. Yeah. I gotta make sure you eating. Yeah. Sometimes I might gotta clean your stuff. I might need to buy you some stuff. Like, oh man, you ain't put on no deodorant. Listen, I got this little small thing of deodorant in my office. Come holler at me in my office. I'm gonna throw you some. Like, oh man, your pants always sagging. Here's this belt. Put this belt on. Like, pull your pants up. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to see you walk around with your pants down.
How many young boys have you taught how to tie ties? That's a perfect segue.
I don't have an amount of kids or of young men that I've taught how to tie ties, but I can tell you every young man that I've encountered knows how to tie a tie. I would say that. I would say that much. Listen, you know that's my peeve.
That's
man.
Right.
Yeah, that is my peeve.
That's why I said that.
Every man should know how to tie a tie.
I remember the first time, like, when we was in college, like, I met you, like, we started to, like, get to know each other, and people who know Jay Al, he's always dressed. As y'all, if you're watching on YouTube, you see it right there. And after this break, we're gonna take a quick break after this, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Dapper Fella brand that you started, and we're gonna talk into that and all that stuff. But I remember the first time, like, I think this is at the time where we were suite mates at this time. Mm-hmm. At Wilberforce
LLC, right?
LLC. We were suite mates. Yeah, it was you and Malcolm. Shout out to Malcolm.
Shout out to Malcolm Haraway, man.
Shout out to Malcolm Haraway.
The only Kappa I like. The only one.
Yeah, it was me and Aaron, and me and Aaron were like, damn, like, yo, he always dressed. We was like, how do you get his knots like that? Because like your ties would be like your suits was always boom, but it was something about how you tied your ties that it just made you like, how'd you get your shit like that. It was the precision. I never thought a tie could be tied with such precision, such neatness. It looked like this tie was like drawn on.
A good tie should be symmetrical, man. It should have a perfect triangle at the top.
Yes.
It should have a dimple at like right up under that triangle. You should see a dimple. When it comes down, it should go no further than the buckle on your belt. If it's going down further than that, that's a problem. If it's too high above that, then that means it's above your stomach. That's another problem.
See, look.
So the tie, if you're gonna do it,
Yes.
it should be done correctly.
Yes.
It should be done correctly.
Yeah.
Now there are multiple ways of how you tie a tie. But I have my way that is absolutely unique to me. Well, I guess it's not that unique to me. So the way I tie my tie is the way my grandfather.
Okay.
My grandfather does what's called a double Windsor knot.
I remember you teaching me. You're like, bro, let me show you something. This is called a Windsor knot. I'm like, Windsor knot? He's like, yeah, it's different ties.
Yeah. I think what I showed you was like, because you just needed something quick, so I just did a quick Windsor.
You helped me out.
But I was like, man, but later on I'm gonna show you how to do a double Windsor. That's what I wear. I wear the double Windsor because the double Windsor gives you that perfect triangle look.
Yeah.
And it just blends perfectly with the collar.
Shit look crazy.
Especially if you have like one of the collars that go upwards, the wingtip collars. Like it just that double Windsor, it just ladies love it, man. What can I say? What can I say, man?
We will get into this and more. J. Allen Hicks, I was gonna say is here, but I'm in his place. Hey, I'm so used to having people at my place. I'm here in this spot. So we're going to take a quick break. Before you take this break, JR, let them know where they can find you at, connect with you at, all that good stuff in case people want to reach out to you.
So on Twitter, you can hit me up, Dapper Fella _JAH. Again, that's Dapper Fella _JAH. You can hit me up on IG also. That's the _Dapper Fella, or I guess it's the _Dapper Fella, THE _DAPPERFELLA.
Nice. There you go. Make sure you follow. Go ahead and tap in. Don't be shy. He doesn't bite. So tap in with JR. We're going to take a quick break, play some music real quick, then we're going to be right back here right on the Clock Talk Podcast.
All right.
Going
Oopsie. What you gonna do when they come for you? Hunger pains, hunger pains. The work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Hunger pains, hunger pains. What you gonna do when they come for you? Hunger pains, hunger pains. He gave you the life that you came to live. Hunger pains, I'm hungry, man. Do I really feel this hungry? I just ate some tomato soup. I had a nice grilled cheese right on the side, followed by a slice of apple pie. And when I think I'm getting more, it's gone. And the flavor strong. I'm so hungry. Scraping my fork and knife. Scraping my fork and knife. Scraping my fork and knife. I'm so hungry. Scraping my fork and knife. Scraping my fork and knife. Scraping my fork and knife.
All right, and just like that, we are back right here on Cloth Talk Podcast. J. Allen Hicks is here. All right, man, let's talk about this Dapper Fella brand that you done started.
Yes, sir.
Gaining traction. You are a Dapper Fella. But
I like to think so.
At least you like to think so. But before we get into that, what is a Dapper Fella?
Okay, so
break this down for us. So then we're going to get into all this other stuff.
So this is what's really important.
Yes.
I talk to when I meet people. I always try to tell people Dapper Fella is whoever you need Dapper Fella to be.
So it's not
like,
one.
It's not one thing. Like so, Dapper Fella is just an embodiment. It's just it's a confidence. It's a it's just a way of being.
Okay.
But it doesn't have to come in one package.
Got you.
Dapper Fella comes in multiple packages. Now, for the most part, what you'll see me in is, you know, suits, ties.
Yeah.
You see me out on turtleneck right now,
Yes.
like with a suit. Like, but you could also see me, you know, with maybe a pair of slacks and like just a regular dress shirt, or also with, you know, a sweater, and I'm still Dapper Fella because the way I carry myself is dapper. I carry myself with the elegance. I carry myself with strength. I carry myself with the confidence and with a certain swagger that without me having to open my mouth, I own the room. Without me having to say anything, I don't have to put myself in the front in order for people to expect me to take the lead.
Yeah. It's not you got to be loud and boisterous.
Don't have to be loud. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
So Dapper Fella is the clothes are just representation, or the clothes and the way I dress is just a representation of that level of confidence.
I got you. So when did you realize that this was something that you wanted to like actually, okay, let me turn this into a brand, let me go hard with this, let me put this out?
Okay, so the reality is I've always been.
I'm gonna say, because since I've known you, like
I've always been a Dapper Fella. Like
you've always been this guy.
As long as you've known me, like even before then,
Yeah.
I was.
So
a
it's
Dapper Fella,
interesting to
like,
just see like who you naturally are. Just,
right.
It's a brand now. It's like, well, it's just who he is.
The reality is you can make money just being simply who you are. Just be who you are. You don't have to be anything else. You don't have to be anything more than that. Just simply be who you are.
Well, fortunately, the world is not like that today.
Listen, that's how it works for me. No,
Man, you know we live off this social media. That's real life.
Listen, man, like and on social, that's who I really am. This is really who I am.
Yo, people probably look at your social media thinking you putting on the front.
But the thing is, it's not. If you ever if you ever got a chance to know me, you will find out. Nah, it's not a front at all. That's really who he is. Like I'm not gonna be in your face. Not gonna throw myself out into the front. But more often than not, I'm gonna be asked to be in the front.
Yeah. You never been attention seeking.
Nah. Like, but so what I've found is that the camera always somehow finds me. So what I began to learn was, okay, if I'm always gonna be in front of a camera, man, I need to learn how to look good. I need to learn how to carry myself. To be representative of something that my mother could be proud of. Something that my grandfather could be proud of. Like, because if I could say where Dapper Fella came from, I would say it came from my grandfather.
Is that right?
Everything that I know about like carrying myself and character and confidence and swagger came from him.
So that's where this
Arthur,
person we see,
Arthur Patterson.
Oh,
by the way, Arthur Patterson just turned 100 in September. Like, so
your grandfather.
My grandfather is 100 years old. Yeah.
Wow.
I got good genes. In case y'all was wondering, I got amazing genes.
Stan, that's a beautiful 100 years on Earth. That is a beautiful thing. So yes. he
is the original Dapper Fella.
Yes.
So I don't know if you remember before, like that's how I learned how to do the double Windsor knot.
From him.
And it's funny because he taught me over the phone.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I remember. So I was getting
hilarious.
ready. I was getting ready for prom. Okay. It was my senior year, getting ready for prom.
Yep.
And I needed a tie. I needed to put on a tie. And I remember there was nobody at the house, and I didn't know how to tie a tie. Like, which is sad because I'm a senior who does not know how to tie a tie. Like, I get on my kids now. Like, no, you gonna learn how. Before you leave me, you will learn how to tie a tie.
Well, shit, I didn't learn till college.
A problem. Yeah. A problem. Yeah. Like, so I called him, and he kind of walked me through it.
Wow.
Like, he walked me through the whole process.
Did you fuck it up at first? Like, I don't think I'm doing it right, Pop.
No, like so I think the first time I messed it up. But I always knew what a good one looked like because I'd always saw him with it. Like, so I knew what it's supposed to look like. I know what it's supposed to look like. Yeah. I just need him to direct me, guide me through this process. Yeah. Like, so you're gonna make your mistakes of doing it. Like, I remember the first time I did it in the knot at the top. It was a fat knot, like, and I was like, oh man, like, but in the tie was like up here on my chest, like, I was like, man, this isn't what yours looks like. He was like, oh, that's because you didn't start with it far enough.
He
down.
was exactly
like,
what you did.
He was like, listen, he's like, the short end should be somewhere around your rib cage. He was like, if you got the short end near your rib cage, what'll happen is when you start the double Windsor, the long end or the wide end, it's gonna raise up. He was like, don't worry about that. The wide end is gonna raise. He's like, as you do it, like just naturally, because it's losing length as you knot it. Yeah. He was like, so I did it more, and like you kind of get a feel for where it should be. Yeah. And then you get that perfect one, and you're like,
got
it. I got it. Like, so yeah. So my grandfather is the original Dapper Fella. My grandfather taught me how to dress, and I wouldn't say he taught me how to dress in the sense of he was telling me what to wear.
It just sounds like you pretty much just watching him.
I watched him. I saw him. Yeah. I saw the way he carried himself. I saw the way he spoke to people. I saw the way that my grandfather, he didn't say a lot. But when he spoke, everything stopped. Everything was gonna stop.
Because commanded that respect.
He could command a room because you wanted to hear what he had to say. Okay, what it like? So like you want to know like what does this man have to say? Like so everything would get quiet. Damn. And the amazing thing was he was never gonna be loud. My grandfather, I've never heard my grandfather raise his voice. Wow. Ever. But that's amazing. It's like it's at the same time the words that he says are so powerful. It sounds like he's speaking through a speakerphone.
Damn, that's some presence, man.
It's like that's him. Like so he taught me like watching that and starting to understand. Like now all this being said, like I made a lot of mistakes along the way, and I'm still making mistakes. Like I'm still learning how to perfect the whole Dapper Fella thing. Yeah. It's something I'm still learning. It's evolving, even for me. And if you're trying to be a Dapper Fella or find the Dapper Fella in you, it's going to be a process of evolution. Gotcha. It's not something that
it's not one linear.
Right.
Thing.
Right. You're not going.
Here's step one to be a Dapper Fella. Step two.
You're not going to just put on, you know what I'm saying, a tie and a shirt and poof, I'm Dapper Fella. No,
it's not a costume.
It's not a costume. It is not a costume. You
have to embody it.
It's something that you embody. Yeah. Now, but the clothes and the way you dress, I will admit that it helps. Yeah, it absolutely helps.
Because you know how we are. We're visual people. Visual so first. if someone looks at Jay out like, oh shit, and they see the name Dapper Fella brand, they're like, oh shit, that's a Dapper Fella. I gotta get the tie like that. I gotta get the suit like that. I gotta get the shoes like that. I gotta get that. Get the costume.
It's just a costume.
It's just a costume. But you're just copying.
Right. And it's right. Like so if that's all you're doing, I mean that's cool, whatever.
Am I Dapper Fella now? Did I do it right?
but that is only a layer of it. It's simply a layer.
It's a mindset too.
But it's Dapper Fella is a mindset. Yeah. It's who I am. It's who I've always been. It's just the only thing is I put a name on it. Yeah. I just put a name on it. Like it just seemed like a really cool name. Like, oh, Dapper Fella. Yeah. Okay. Like as a matter of fact, I didn't even give myself this name. I got this name from a student.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
So I don't know if you remember shit. Like so everyone remembers Ha Ha Davis. Oh, of course, like when he first started, he got huge. Of course. And he was calling everybody big fella, big fella, big fella, big fella. Yeah. Like so I would be in school and I'm dressed like this and I'm carrying myself a certain kind of way. And so kids would say, "Oh, he's always dressed dapper. He's always dressed dapper." And this one kid walked in because big fella was a thing. Like he walks in, he says, "Dapper Fella." I was like, and it's funny because it kind of just stuck. Like, so I kind of ran with it. I put it on an IG, like as a name on IG, and I was like, man, this is actually pretty dope. Like, so I just kind of just ran with it, man. Like,
that's how it happened.
That's how it happened. A student gave me this name.
Will you give this student 5% of your earnings?
I give him a high five. All right, thank you, and a warm thank you.
Damn, he's not a 5%.
Listen. Here's the thing. Like
merch about to come and all this stuff. This man can't give 5%.
So here's the thing. What I've given this student is worth more than the 5% I could ever give him for any Dapper Fella thing.
Is that right?
Absolutely. If he utilizes what I've given him,
the education,
the
picture of life lessons,
all
man to
of the
man
above.
talk, all that.
If he
Game.
utilizes, again, it's contingent upon actually using it. If he utilizes everything, he'll get more than the 5%.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
Got you.
He'll be fine. But as far as the brand, so let's talk brand.
Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
So essentially, what the brand is I really focus on empowerment of men, young men. But like I said, where it starts is the outward layer of dealing with, because the fact is people are visual and they're gonna only see what they see. You know what I'm saying? We can get to the other stuff later, but you know what I'm saying, we have to address the instant reaction first.
Yeah.
Because reality is people are gonna put you in a basket based on that first impression. The first impression. What do I see? What do my eyes tell me?
Yeah. Presentation.
What do my eyes tell me? What is my nose saying? Especially if you're talking about women. Women, eyes, nose. Eyes, nose. Eyes, nose. Like, if they like what they see and you smell good, you in there. Woo. Just don't say nothing stupid. Like, for real. That's the game. If I'm just being honest. Like,
you already in there. Just don't fuck it up.
You in there. Just don't say nothing stupid. Right. You know what I'm saying?
What's your address?
Like
I did that. That was off camera, like, conversation we had.
So essentially, what the Dapper Fella brand does is right now I'm focused on styling people.
Shit!
People reach out to me.
Nice.
They see how I'm dressed. Yep. What I'm doing. They tell me, hey, I'm going to this event, or I'm trying to do this thing. Like, I'm really looking for some different outfits that make sense for this particular thing. Like, so I talk to them, hey, tell me about you, let me figure out, what I'm saying, like, so I want to match a style that fits who you are, because if the style doesn't match who you are, then you're not going to be comfortable, which also means you're not going to wear it the way it needs to be worn. So it's just going to look weird. It's going to look horrible. It's going to look as weird as a white person wearing blackface. Like, it don't fit. That ain't right. Like, nah, you look stupid. Like, so I meet with them, we talk, we talk about characteristics, all these different things, nice. and then we find a layer that fits them. So from there, now we start talking about the shopping process. These are some different places that I look at. These some different outfits that we can put together for you. So we go try some stuff on. Now the first thing we do before we do anything else, especially if it ends up being like a more of a dapper look, more of a suited game look, we're going to go get sized. I'm really big on that.
Really?
If you're going to wear a suit, it needs to fit.
That's important.
It is very important.
For those who are listening and not watching on YouTube, the face distresses. Listen to me. Listen. Getting size and fitting.
I can't in enough words express how important it is for a man to be fitted properly in a suit, especially if you want to be perceived the correct way in the suit.
This is why the first meeting happens.
Yes. This is why the first meeting happens. Like, because if you want something baggy, then we're not going to put you in a suit. Let's find something else that isn't suited. That isn't. You still go with a Dapper Fella thing or Dapper Fella theme, but it just won't be a suit.
Right.
And we can work around that, which is cool. But if you're trying to, I guess the word is mimic. You know what I'm saying? Like what you have seen me do.
That's what I was saying.
Because more often now, when you reach out to me,
I want to look like you.
You want to look like me.
Yeah.
You want to have
on a suit. That's why I'm reaching out to the Dapper Fella.
Like, so which is cool. Like, so I can make that happen. But understand, the suit has to be fitted.
It has to be tailor made.
It has to be tailor made to you. Yes. Like, which means you can't go into my closet and try to put on what my clothes.
It ain't working.
Because my clothes won't work on you because you are not me.
Right.
No, we need to have something tailored to you. Yes. Which is cool. Like, which is simple. That's not difficult.
Yeah.
I can connect you with the people that you need to be connected with.
Yeah.
That's easy.
That's not a problem.
That's not a problem at all. But I need you to get past the...
Oh, man.
That's gay. This clothes is tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to get past that. Like, and what happens is, it's always the initial, it's not comfortable. But the moment they're seen...
The mind shift.
The mind
happens,
shifts.
Boom.
Because now they feel the energy.
Which you wanted in the first place.
That's what you wanted, and that's what you. Oh, you getting it? Because now people they looking, and they see it like, oh, okay, you wearing that thing.
So a man getting fitted is very crucial.
It's
imperative.
It's very important.
That can't be missed.
Like,
You
so
have to.
So I'll say this: find me a woman. Find me a woman.
Yeah.
That sees a man in a fitted suit that they're interested in.
Okay.
And isn't instantly more interested, and isn't instantly wanting to know more or wanting to do more, for that matter. Like, find me that woman.
So me and you did an experiment, and you dress how you always dress, and I dress how I always dress, and we just like, okay, we're gonna do a little experiment game. Boom.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Yes. I mean, and that's not a. Hear me. That's not a J Al is better than J Bro.
No,
That's not that. That's a who's gonna get the attention first. The reality is off the bat, before either of us opens our mouth, I'm gonna get the attention first. And sometimes that's the end all be all.
That's all she needs to see.
No, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, cause you can have a whole lot great to say, but what if you never get to the point where she approaches? What if you never get that opportunity?
Right.
So, like, now I can't give you words. I can't tell you how. Like, you know what I'm saying? How to be you.
That's all you.
All I'm saying is I can get you in the door.
Yeah.
Now the rest is on you. You gotta be like they have to. Cause on some level they still have to want you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. You know, saying like it's not some magic wand that I'm waving that's just gonna. You know what I'm saying? Get you into every room. Like, but the reality is the look. Yeah. Gets you inside of the door.
Yeah, you execute.
Yeah, now you got to execute. Like so, like for example, like using the example that you use, like if we go somewhere together, who's gonna get approached first? You. More than likely it's gonna be me. More than likely it's gonna be me. Yeah. And that doesn't mean that I have something better to say than you do. Right. That doesn't mean that
the packaging is just different.
But here's the reality. What if you never get to say it?
You already got your foot in the door. Got the upper
my
hand.
foot was in, so I have an upper hand on you.
Son of a bitch.
Now I have an upper hand. Like, and people have to think. You got to think about it like that. How many opportunities have I wasted that I never even knew about, all because the first impression was ruined, and I didn't even know.
Fuck.
Like, really think about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that.
How many impressions have I ruined? And the reality is, you'll never know.
I'm just going now.
But, I mean, you won't know. So there's no way you can quantify it.
Yeah.
But
think about
think about it. What opportunities could you have missed out on? All because someone looked at you, and their first impression was no.
First impressions is
everything.
Wow.
They're everything. And that's not to say at the same time, because everyone doesn't see me in a suit and think approachable, want to approach him, want to talk to him.
We were talking about that too.
Everybody doesn't do that.
And that was one thing I was asking you too. Like, I think we were talking Thursday on the phone before when we set this up. And I was like,
it was on Wednesday.
Wednesday.
It was Wednesday.
Yeah, sorry, Wednesday, not Thursday. My fault.
So I was sitting outside before class. I was sitting in the parking lot.
You remember this? Yeah, Wednesday we was on the phone. We was talking. I was telling you I'm going to be in town or whatever. And we're like, man, what should we talk about in this pod? And that was one thing we were talking about. I was like, dude, I can tell, man, like do people approach you differently? And you just started getting to breaking it down. Like, yes, obviously, you just like, I was like, because like the way you present yourself, you know, we're talking about this Dapper Fella thing, but for you, this is just who you are. It's naturally like you're not putting a front on it. Like, let me present myself this way so I get blah blah blah. Like, no, this is me. Let me just capitalize on it. Right. And you're like, yo, yeah, like I could tell. And he's like, I could feel it. You can feel when people approach you differently or feel like they can't approach you. You even shared this story with me. You was like, you went to like a store or something, and a dude said, "Oh, you Sunday fresh or something like that."
Sunday fresh. I hate that. My guy is Thursday. My man, it's Thursday.
Right, and we were just talking about like to dress this way or to look nice is only
for most people it's a Sunday.
Right.
For most people it's a Sunday thing.
And that just like made me think like, damn. Damn.
Nah, but no, for me it's an everyday thing.
This
But
is
but you
everyday.
gotta keep in mind, people who have that impression or who have that mindset, their approach to me is gonna be different.
Yeah.
Because they're in what you're wearing is a Sunday thing on a Thursday. So to them, I'm already off.
Yeah.
I'm off kilter to them, and they don't know. Okay, wait a minute. He's doing a Sunday thing on a Thursday. How do I approach him? Like, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Like, because I don't want to, be chastised for saying the wrong thing. Like,
Right.
so it's a lot of variables that come with it. But at the same time, like this isn't all I wear. Like, so depending on what day it is and when it is, like, so maybe on a Saturday morning after teaching all week, you see me in a grocery store and I got on my hoochie uniform. You know what I'm saying? My sweatpants with a hoodie on, like with some J's. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might
see me that way, which is
but the reality is, like, how I get approached and the people I get approached by are different when I have on that uniform. They're different. They're not the same people.
Setting is different.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
It's completely different. Like, so it depends on what it is that you want.
Do you intimidate people?
Not on purpose. But if you're asking me,
can you feel it?
yes, I know I intimidate people. It's not something that I'm trying to do, because the reality is I'm just trying to be me, the best version of me. I'm not worried about competition because I'm not competing with anyone. I just want to be the best version of me every day. How can I improve me? How can I make me better? And how can I make the people around me better? Now, does that mindset intimidate people? Yes, it does. Like, does seeing me in a suit every day, does it intimidate people? Yes, especially if that's not what you do. Like, so for example, I work at a school, and there's other black men, but I'm the only one dressing like this every day. So am I intimidating other black men? Probably. Yeah. And I know I'm intimidating them because now you starting to dress like this too.
Shit.
And that's how I know.
So you're starting to see,
like, because if I go weeks of doing this, like, because the first impression is always, oh, that's just, he not gonna be able to keep that up. But when I'm in month 3 of wearing a different outfit every day and it's all suits, now it's like, no, wait a minute.
yo,
Nah, maybe this is who he is.
yo,
Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Some people think, oh, he just putting on a front, or it's the first week of school, he must have got a new suit. You know what I'm saying? Like nah, like, see me in month 2 or month 3, month 4. And when you realize, man, he has not worn the same outfit twice. Like,
that's no lie, because I remember this in college, yo. Dude, no lie,
nah, we not repeating no outfits, man.
Like,
by the time I repeat the outfit, you will have forgotten that I wore that. You will have forgotten.
Yo, that's so true. Cause I remember, man, like, we was in college, like, I was like, how many suits?
Here's the beauty.
And at that time, I'm pretty sure your suit collection has grown.
It's grown quite a bit.
It's probably crazy now.
But here's the thing, and this is part of the beauty of the Dapper Fella brand.
Go ahead.
So what I'm doing is teaching people how you can use variations for suits. So whereas it might appear, when I was in college, the reality is I had 4 suits.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had a total of 4.
Bullshit.
I'm not lying. Tell me if I'm lying. You saw me in a black suit. You saw me in a navy blue suit. You saw me in a gray suit. And you saw me in a pinstripe suit.
Yes.
4. But it never looked like I was wearing the same one because of my ability to switch it up.
Son of a bitch.
So for example,
damn,
4 suits. It was 4. Like, but
you had like 20 of them. Bitch.
No, I had 4. But a suit doesn't look the same depending on how you accessorize it. So I might wear a white shirt with it one day, might wear a pink shirt another day. I might dress it down with a regular t-shirt. I might dress it down even more with some sneakers on. So it just depends on how I dress it up. Maybe I put on some dress boots with it.
Yeah.
Now it looks like a whole nother outfit.
Wow.
Maybe instead of a tie, I do an ascot. Oh man, I ain't never seen him in this before. Yeah. Maybe instead of a long tie, I'm wearing a bow tie. So it's limitless. It's limitless, and that's part of what I'm teaching with the Dapper Fella brand. How no, you don't go into it buying 70, 80. No. I tell people if you're trying to build a repertoire of suits or of a dress game, you need 3 suits.
3 suits.
You need 3. Not even really 3.
Can the person start off with 2?
You
Like,
start
hey
with
man,
2.
I only got a budget for 2 suits.
And I will tell you what 2 suits you get. This is what you need to start off with.
Yeah.
And this is free game. It's free game. All right.
Yeah.
So if you are starting a repertoire of suits, get you a navy blue fitted suit, get you a gray fitted suit. Those are your 2.
Navy blue fitted.
If you can get that navy
Gray
blue
fitted.
to be double breasted, get it as double breasted. If not, all right.
I don't even know what that means, but go ahead.
Double breasted means so if you guys can see me on YouTube, single breasted means it looks like this. It gives more of this kind of look. A double breasted is when one side flaps over the other.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it's done intentionally. So the double breasted gives more. Double breasted has more versatility to it. It could do more things.
Okay.
But single breasted can to the same.
You'll be fine.
Like you'll be fine with
work.
a single breasted. But if you can get a double breasted,
Go with.
I would
double.
advise you to get a double breasted.
Okay.
And don't penny pinch on this. You can't. Those are the 2 things you can't. We can find ways around everything else.
Like, yo, my budget, man.
You can't penny pinch this.
You got to get the double.
You have to. No, you don't have to get a double breasted.
If you can.
They have to be fitted, and they have to, and the fabric has to be high end fabric.
Sheesh.
Because here's the thing: when you spend your money on these 2 suits,
Yeah.
you can cut corners on everything else.
Got you. Don't cut corners
Everything,
on this.
but you can't cut a corner on this. You cannot. There's no way around this one. You cannot cut a corner on this.
Okay.
But literally everything else,
Yeah.
you can cut
Cut
corners. But if those are right, you can interchange. You can do so many different things. Like
Shit.
get you some tennis shoes. Get you like some polo shoes to rock with it. Get you a good pair of brown dress shoes. Get you a pair of black dress shoes. Get you some slip on dress shoes. Get you some and now like just with those shoes, get you a pair of dress boots. Get you some dress shirts. You need like 4 pair of white dress shirts.
4 white shirts.
4.
Why 4?
Hear me out. Once you wear that white dress shirt the first time, it needs to be cleaned. What if you need to wear a white dress shirt again the next day? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Get your white always. When you get white dress shirts, you get them at 4. Get them at 4. If you can get them at 5, great. But for the sake of people who are just starting, I always say get them at 4.
Start with 4.
Start with 4. Get you a pink dress shirt and get you a blue dress shirt.
Pink, blue, 4 whites.
Pink, blue, 4 whites. Get you some ties to accessorize them boys. You get that real cheap. Go to a thrift store.
They
Get
gotta
a
be
ton
all.
of ties. That's not even necessary.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna put it together. You can get them ties from a thrift store for like $1.50 each.
They won't even know.
They not gonna know. They not gonna know.
Give me all game.
Like that. They not gonna know the difference. No one's gonna know.
Right. And this is not about being a baller or
ain't
dropping
about
all
that.
this money.
But I promise you, if you do all these things, if you spend the right amount of money on the suit,
Yeah.
you add in all the accessory stuff, you're gonna look worth. You're gonna look like you worth a bunch of money. You're gonna look the part. Like I'm gonna give you an example.
Yes.
I'm about to fuck with your head.
Oh fuck.
I'm about to fuck with your head. Something serious. All right.
Oh fuck.
You see what I'm wearing right now?
Yes.
How much you think I spent?
I'm going to say close to 8 to a G.
Nope.
Do I need to go up or down?
Go down.
700.
Down.
600.
Down.
500.
Down.
Bullshit. 4.
Down.
300.
Down.
200.
200. I don't even think it's 200.
This
It might be less than that.
what you got on right now is less than 200.
The most expensive thing on me right now are my shoes. These shoes were $115. These shoes were $115.
Damn.
That's the most expensive thing on me right now. The suit itself was $50.
What the fuck? Hold on, throw the hat on. How much is that?
The hat. Got the hat on Amazon for $12.
Here, take the headphones.
I got the hat on Amazon for $12.
$12.
$12.
So this whole, for people who are watching on YouTube, this whole thing you got on less
About
than
$200.
200.
Now we talking just clothes. We're not talking
Not
like the
take
watch.
away, yeah,
We're
take
not
away
talking about
the accessories
the
or
beads.
whatever.
We're not talking that. We're not talking
Just
that.
the- yeah,
I don't
just
even
the-
I don't even have my chain on. But if we just talking like
clothes.
so, just clothes about $200. It might be a little bit more with tax or whatever, but it ain't $3.
I was thinking, I started at 8
And
to a G.
and the thing is, this like so again, Dapper Fella, the brand. When I'm teaching people, is I would never, at the same time, I would never advise anyone to spend $200 at one time on one outfit. I would never advise anyone to do that.
Really?
No, outfits are to be built over time. Once you have your essential stuff, you build outfits over time. Like, so it wasn't like I showed up to a store and bought the suit, bought the shirt, bought the socks, bought the shoes.
That's what I'm thinking.
No. This was built over time. I had my essential stuff first.
Got you.
And then I said, okay, cool. I want to do some turtlenex now. Give me a bunch of turtlenecks. And maybe I can't wear all the turtlenecks right now because I don't have everything to match it up with. But we're going to keep building. So then I was like, okay, I see this suit on here. I really like it. I'm about to get this suit. Boom. Now I have it. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This turtleneck that I bought before matches with this suit. But I don't have the shoes yet. So let's wait. Yeah. Then I find the shoes. And I realize, man, these shoes can blend with a bunch of different things. But what they really go well with is that outfit I've been holding off.
God damn.
Boom. And then let's really turn it up. Man, let me get this hat. Like, you feel me? Like, so outfits are built over time. You have your core things. Like, you have that gray suit, which is a core. It's a core item. If you go look on my IG, there's a picture of me in a gray suit. Like, I'm standing in my backyard. Okay. And I have on a Henley shirt, which is like, it's like a t-shirt, but it has 2 buttons at the top.
Gotcha.
A Henley shirt again, fellas. Henley shirts are important. Get you some Henley shirts, all right? Ladies love the Henley shirts, all right? Hear me on that. Short sleeve and long sleeve. You can get them real cheap. Hop on Amazon, type in Henley, Henley. Yeah, it's a free game, all right? Ladies love Henley shirts.
Henley shirts, okay.
Get you a Henley shirt with the suit. I had on some gray polo shoes. Boom, you got an outfit. Put the chain on.
There you
got an outfit, whole outfit, and they love it.
So can you create, or let's say build, a suit for any occasion?
Yes, I think I can. Yeah, look at my IG. You can see my IG.
This motherfucker. Shit.
Yeah, any occasion. Whether it's after work club scene, whether it's if you go into a gala, I don't know how to pronounce it, gala, however you pronounce it, whatever. If you are going to work, if you're going on a date, depending on what kind of date, is this a casual date? Is this a more elegant looking date?
Where are we taking this young lady?
So, but yeah, I can build a suit for any occasion.
Wow.
Any occasion.
Damn. Shit, man. That's range.
Any occasion, man. Like, but, and the thing is, like, so a lot of what I do is just based on how I feel about things. Okay. But at the same time, like, it's the responses. Mm-hmm. Like, because you know when something's fly based on the way someone looks at you. You know. And here's the thing that I love. Like, cause I got my boys, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? You put on that suit. This is when you know you fly. When your boys talk bad about you. That's when you know.
That's how it always is.
Like, man, look at this nigga, man. What is this Darkwing Duck ass nigga? That's when you know. That's when you know. Like, when you know. Oh no, I did that.
When your boys start cracking on you.
When your boys start cracking on you. Like, oh yeah. Nah, you did that thing. We in there. You in there. Like,
yeah, that's dope. There y'all go, guys. That's a little sneak peek, man.
Dapper Fella. So hit me up. So if you are that person, ladies, if you're trying to spaz up your man, like for a special occasion, fellas, if you looking to have more variation, more versatility in your closet, hit me up. Let's talk. Let's set something up, and man, let's make magic. Let's make magic, because that's what fashion is, man. High end fashion is magic.
That's dope. Now, is the first consultation free? Like, yo, man, I ain't got the money for the consultation, but I'm really interested. How much we like?
Nah, the first consultation is always free. First consultation is always free.
Okay. Then once you get the direction that they're going for, then you discuss how much it's going to cost.
We discuss the ins and outs of the business side of it.
How much my time going to cost.
Now, we discuss the ins and outs of the, you know what I'm saying, the money part. But I'm flexible.
You're flexible.
I'm trying to. My thing is I want to aid people in becoming the Dapper Fella in them, whatever that means, whatever that looks like.
Yes.
And I would like to aid as many people as I possibly can.
Yes.
So sometimes that means I have to, you know what I'm saying, pinch my own pockets in order to do that. And I'm fine with that.
Oh.
I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable enough in my own skin. I believe that God is setting something up for me where I can be a blessing to people, which is ultimately what I want to be. Because I want everyone to be able to find, harness, and live in the Dapper Fella that's within them. Every fella, you know, and then you know, we can work our way to the women. Yeah, you go. The Dapper Dames. You know? Dapper Dames.
Eventually, Dapper Dame line, Dapper Lady line.
We'll work our way to it. You
know? So eventually, you got to hire a staff.
I mean, we'll see. So long term, the eventual plan is I'm not there yet. But at some point, I'm gonna have my own fashion line. At some point, is long term goal. Presently, we're styling. That's what we're doing. The next phase is we're gonna start talking about men's fragrances. Is the next
and all that.
Men's colognes is the next. Or no, men's perfumes.
Oh,
like so again, this
educate me.
Dapper Fella, like layers to this thing. So you have perfumes, you have toilettes, and you have colognes, right? Like what people know is colognes. Colognes don't last as long.
Fuck, I
as
didn't know
toilettes,
that.
And toilettes don't last as long as perfumes.
Fuck, I did not know that.
So your average perfume can last upward to 8 hours, if not more, through a day. Your toilettes will give you about 4 hours, and your colognes are probably maybe an hour, maybe. That's why you see people when they have the cheap colognes, they constantly spraying it.
Because it wears off.
It doesn't last as long. Right. But if you get you a perfume, spend a little bit more money.
Right, here we go.
Get you a perfume.
Yeah.
That's why when we say more is less, that's what we mean. Get you something that's good, and it spreads out longer. Yeah. So you actually end up saving money. People who buy cologne actually end up spending more money than people who buy perfumes. You gotta buy more, you gotta use more in order to get the same quality as a perfume.
God damn. Yeah. Shoot, someone sit with you for like an hour. Hey, man, they bring it. They keep talking like shit. You learn so much.
So the goal is like the next step is, you know, men's fragrances. So we're gonna do perfumes, toilettes, colognes. We're gonna do you know, the beard stuff like
beard oils and
beard oils,
beard essentials, things like that.
You know, we're gonna
that
we're growing. Woo. We're growing this thing, man.
Man, that's intimidating. Hang around this guy. Like, this is like the real definition of Mr. Steal Your Girl.
No, but see, no, don't do that.
Bullshit.
Don't do that, man.
If I had a chick,
don't do that.
Fuck that. I'm gonna say it.
Don't do that.
I'm gonna say it right here on Claw Talk.
Don't do that.
Claw Talk Podcast. It's my show. Goddamn it.
Don't do it.
If I had a woman and me and her was kicking it, and I brought her around your ass.
Don't do that.
Bullshit.
Man.
I'm gonna say it.
Don't do that.
I brought her around. You like, yo, this is my boy John. That look and hug may be a little longer than some of my other boys back in Philly.
Nah, man, don't do that. Bullshit. Don't do that.
Bullshit.
Cause you already know all I'm gonna do is hype you up, man.
Oh, hey, John.
Like, that's my man. This is Jay Brody, man.
Bitch,
man.
You just hug him with 2 arms? Do I need to backhand him?
Does Wayne Brady?
Why are you smiling in his face so hard?
Nah,
you know it's true. You probably experienced this. Keep it real. Have you ever been around? And even gotta be one of your homeboys. A dude, girl, him and his girl, and you notice she eyeing a little hard. I know.
I've experienced it.
Thank you.
I've experienced it.
See?
But the reality is I can only control me, man. I can't
like,
control.
Hey, you might want to get your girl, she kind of look.
I can't control that, man. I can't control what other people do.
Dude, you probably broke up some relationships.
Listen, I don't know end stories, but I know. I don't get into those details, man.
Do you feel bad?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know the end stories. Like,
you see that post?
Listen.
Next week.
She wasn't good for you anyways, man. Listen, she was not good for you anyways. You deserve better, okay?
You did him a favor.
I believe in you, man.
I believe in you. And then he becomes your client.
Hey. We gonna find something better for you, man. Cause you deserve better, my guy. All right.
That's fucked up.
I love you, man.
Took care of his woman and became a client.
Hey, man.
Damn, that is an ultimate pimp right there.
You deserve better, man. I'm not. We're talking some pimp. I ain't no
Bullshit.
Come on, man.
God damn.
Nah, man. Just trying to. Just good guy, man.
You seen it happen.
I have. Some,
You've been out and about. You see,
I've had some experiences.
And,
I've had
kind of. Ooh, who's this guy?
I've had different experiences. I would say I won't get into details of some of the experiences I've had, but I'll say God is good. God is good.
Did you at least apologize?
Did I apologize? Why do I need to apologize? What did I do wrong?
What?
I have to apologize for being myself.
Make
that make sense.
Hold up.
No, make that make sense, man.
I can't.
I have to apologize for being myself. Like y'all didn't know this coming into it. Like, now wait a minute.
There's a thing called bro code, yes?
There's bro code. There's man law. There's man law.
That's all I'm saying.
And I never break man law. I don't break man law. I don't do that.
You don't cross the line.
No. I have a rule of 3.
Rule of 3.
It's rule of 3.
Okay.
Hey, I'm saying no the first 2 times.
After that.
But that 3rd time, my guy, I said no twice. I said it twice, man. Like, what you want me to do? What you want me to do?
Yo.
I never said I was perfect. Never said that I was perfect.
Yeah.
Rule of 2, man.
Rule of 2. After that, what else would you expect me to do? Fucking jail, man. Now.
You deserve better, man. You deserve better than this, man.
Yo, man. Let's take one more break. Jeez. Oh, poor guys, man. I feel bad for them. Because of you, man. This is why the intimidation factor. Because,
come on, man.
because if a man knows he gets around another man and when a man can, it as a man, you feel like, damn, I can't fuck with this dude.
But see, here's the thing.
I can. Nothing I can do.
That's not the energy I carry.
It's emasculating.
That's not the energy but you've been around me long enough to know that's not the energy I carry.
Right.
That's an impression that people have. Yeah. But that's not a reality. Because impressions are not always reality.
This is true.
Impressions get you in the door.
Yes.
And they set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
But they are not always reality.
Yes.
Like, so
at first glance,
you
like, God,
that's your
damn.
Okay.
Yo, don't look over there. Look at me, bitch.
Well,
don't look over there.
Don't do that, man.
You just said this has happened a couple of times.
It's happened a few times in my life. A few.
As he looks into the glass
of
a bet that he's won. Once again, Hicks. The Dapper Fella. All right, one more break. Let them know where they can find you and contact you again.
So again, you can find me on my IG. That's _Dapper Fella. THE_DAPPERFELLA. Or you can hit me up on Twitter. That is Dapper Fella _JAHDAPPERFELLA_JAH.
There it is.
Had to give him the radio talk voice.
Right. That was smooth. Okay. Nice. See, and you speak well.
Hey, man. I've had good teachers. What can I say?
That's right.
Grandfather.
Right.
The original.
All right, we're going to take one more break. We're going to talk about a few more things. We're going to wrap this up because I got to go see Nas. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you're liking the podcast so far. Subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff. Fuck with the buttons.
That's right. Subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Definitely. All right, we're going to be right back in a few moments. Enjoy the song.
I know you think I'm special, but this unprofessional. Sometimes you gotta let go, because it's only sexual.
Should've never hit it, should've never done it. Now all she do is
because
want
it's only sexual.
Should've never hit it, should've
living on that dream. She where I wanna be, but as far as I could see, it went all wrong. I wanted a flame, she wanted a ring. It was none but a thing, if you know what I mean. I took her to my house, but she wanted a key. She was all wrong. I wanted to be friends, she wanted to pretend. Ride around in my Benz, showing all of her friends. And when all the money was spent, then it came to an end. It was all gone. I know you think I'm special, but this unprofessional. Sometimes you gotta let go, because it's only sexual.
Should've never hit it, should've never done it. Now all she do is
Because
want
it's only sexual.
it. Should've never hit it, should've never done it. Now all she do is
Because
want
it's only sexual.
Then when you heard about the word around the hand of my bitch, she probably heard my past and the circle shit that I did. But I ain't worried about it, real shit, if you notice. Me being in love with you, that shit just don't exist, I'm telling you this, yeah. Took a new route when shit got rough, money came around and you popped up. So nowadays bitches tryna have you knocked up with no precinct, still get locked up. Giving true facts, why do you act like you really run a game on a new cat? Take my feelings to a place where they grew at, but it was never grown, I thought you knew that, huh?
I wanted to be friends, she wanted to pretend. Ride around in my Benz, showing all of her friends. And when all the money was spent, then it came to an end. It was all gone. I know you think I'm special, but this unprofessional. Sometimes you gotta let go, because it's only sexual.
Should've never hit it, should've never done it. Now all she do is
Because
want
it's only sexual.
it. Should've never hit it, should've never done it. Now all she do is
Because
want
it's only sexual. Because it's only sexual. Because it's only sexual.
All right, we are back right here on Cloth Talk Podcast. I'm still here in Detroit at J. Allen Hicks place, undisclosed location.
Undisclosed, right?
Right. Oh man, undisclosed. All right, so we just got a few more things to hit on. Then we're gonna wrap this puppy up. Oh, and we got a new segment on the show, J. Al, called Guest to Guest Quest Bowl. Shout out to FDZ Graffiti, who helped me come up with the name of this segment. So what that is guests who come on the show will write down random questions for future guests to ask.
Okay.
So they're normally in the bowl, but because I travel here, I just do them in the bag. So we'll shuffle them up, and you just blindly pick one. Don't look.
Okay.
Pull the question out,
Then I
read it
gotta
out
answer
loud,
the
and
question.
answer. So
Okay.
I don't know. These questions could be anything. So
Okay.
just be prepared.
Oh, God. Okay.
And at the end of the episode, you are going to write your random question down.
Gotcha.
And it'll be added in
I like
to the
that.
pot. Yeah.
Dog, it's got to be the star.
All right, for those who
here
are just
now.
listening
Now,
on
come
iTunes and Spotify and etc.,
Such
the
a-
dog has entered.
Such a hoochie, man. Man walk in, she shaking her tail like, girl, Jesus. Did not teach you to be a hoe. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's
Speaking
good,
of hoes, perfect segue.
Oh, God.
All right, now this is the segment of people who are listening. If you got kids around, please just know grown men about to talk. We were talking about pussy being a gift.
Oh, God. Man. Listen, man.
Hey, man, it's the holidays.
Listen, man.
Thanksgiving is right around the corner. Christmas is right around the corner. Your birthday is right around the corner.
Hey, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Birthday.
Man. 2 weeks.
That's
man.
right.
Big 3-4, man.
That's right.
Big 3-4. So what I'm planning on doing a photo shoot
Nice.
for my birthday this year.
That's hard.
I'm gonna do a photo shoot.
Hard, man. Dope. That's where you go? You got a location yet?
No, I have nothing. I'm actually looking for a photographer. I kind of want to put it, the vision part in their hands. I'm just going to
let them have creative control.
Yeah, give them creative control, and I want to be able to blend in the fashion with whatever they're doing. Like, so I want to really test my ability to be creative and be able to flow in a different, in a given situation.
Yeah, so this will push you to think a little differently. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's hard. That's dope.
So yeah,
that's dope. So you going to do that?
Trying to find the right photographer,
trying
man.
To find a photographer.
You know what I'm saying? Who I can work with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's make some magic.
Right. That's dope. Well, if there's anyone who's listening that's locally here in Detroit,
hey, hit me up, man. Yeah. Hit me up, Dapper Fella _JAH. Man.
There you go. First thing they gonna hit you like, this is my rate.
Right. I know, right? Right. I'm like, this is my rate for all the attention you about to get. So it sounds like we just need to meet in the middle, okay? Because we doing each other a favor.
Right. I love it. All right. You stand on pussy is not a gift.
It's not.
All right. So now we about to make the woman upset in this segment.
It's not, man. It's not. It's not. You telling me.
Go ahead.
You telling me this repackaged pussy that you've been giving me all year is somehow this recycled pussy. Like, and that's not to say that's not to say it isn't valuable.
Okay.
It's not to suggest that. Right. Or how about this? How about this?
Go ahead.
I'm willing to meet in the middle. If pussy is a gift, can we stop calling gifts gifts?
If we're going to go there.
If that's where we're going, because the reality is what you get me on Christmas isn't what you got me on the Christmas before.
No, it's not.
It's not. But we call those what?
Gifts.
Gifts. So let's call gifts something else. If pussy is a gift, if you can recycle this thing, and it be called a gift,
how is it a gift?
How is it a gift?
So if I would have brought this gentleman's jack to you, drunk it and
nah, man, that ain't a gift. Nah,
you have a problem with this?
I have a problem with that. Now,
give your man some pussy.
Man.
Give your man some hair for his birthday. And that's a gift.
Hear me. That's not to say that I don't want that for my birthday on the holidays.
You're not turning it down.
I'm turning it down. I'm saying it's not a gift.
Gift.
I'm saying, like, where them Jordans at? Like, you feel me? Like,
that's a gift.
That's a gift. Like, where's the year-long subscription to the PSN network? Where's that at? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, those are gifts.
NFL
you know
total package.
Where's that at? Yeah, that sounds like that sounds like a gift.
Yeah,
that sounds like something you can't do or you wouldn't naturally do all the time every day.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it a gift. Like, and that's not to say that your vagina is not important, because I happen to like that. Yes. Like, so yes, please.
Yeah.
Bring it here. Bring the coochie here,
right.
Please.
Well,
like, but is it a gift? Like, as in, your requirement on my birthday is to throw some coochie and then that's it?
Yep.
That's all I'm getting? Like, now hear me out. Hear me out. On your birthday, if I was to throw some post-pee penis at you and say, that's all you get? Is that a gift? Hell no.
No.
You was like, where's the Birkin?
Exactly.
Where them heels? Where the jewelry?
Right.
Where the money?
Where
we ain't
flowers?
Going to the hotel. You ain't flying me out nowhere. Where the flower? Like, you looking for all this different stuff. Why? Because those are gifts. Those aren't gifts. Let me show up with some post-pee penis. Still dripping off. Like, and see what you say.
All right. So just to play devil's advocate there, so dick can't be a gift either.
It's not.
So exchanging sex, male or female, is not a gift.
No, it's an exchange of services. It's not a gift. An exchange of services is not a gift at all.
But oftentimes,
you got to think about that.
I did. That was good. Oftentimes, women are they put themselves in a position to be looked at as the prize.
Okay, hear me out. I didn't say that the woman is not a prize.
Let me keep
going.
going.
I said your coochie's not a gift.
So hold on. Let me try to tie this in. So if a woman naturally thinks she is the prize to a man, so naturally I'm assuming, and obviously I can't speak for women, but I'm just trying to think out loud here. So if a woman is looking at herself like I'm the prize in this,
which is cool. I'm not telling
right.
telling anybody not to.
So
see
if
this
she
other way.
right, exactly. So we're not saying that's wrong to feel like you're not. We're not saying you're not the prize. But if
nothing wrong with that.
because I'm thinking, okay, if a woman thinks she is the prize, then what I'm going to give you, this naturally is a gift to you.
Mm-mm.
That's how I'm thinking that they're probably thinking. Mm-mm. And ladies, feel free to drop comments and all that stuff.
And here's the thing: if it's a gift, it was the gift the first time.
So it stops being a gift the first time.
I'm saying if it's a gift, then it ain't a gift after the first time, because by the way, still the same coochie.
What if she dressed it up a little bit, little lingerie this time?
I'm sorry, man. Like I don't care what kind of clothes you put on. That coochie is still the coochie. Ain't nothing changing.
That shit
man.
coming off anyway. You don't care for all the dressing it up.
I mean, that's cool. That's a different conversation. I tell people all the time, listen, women do all that stuff for them. They say they doing it for us. Nah, you doing that for yourself. Which is cool. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, okay. I love how women feel when they feel sexy. I love how women move when they feel sexy. That's how I want to turn that. And so whatever makes you feel sexy, go for it. Yeah. Whatever brings that out of you, go for it. I'm with it. But it doesn't change the fact. Yeah. That's the same coochie. Just like this the same dick.
So this is an exchange of services.
This is an exchange of services. It's not a gift. If it's a gift, it was a gift the first time. The first time. The first time.
The first time. That's it.
The first time.
So if a woman came to you,
but that's assuming that's your approach on this thing. Yeah. That's all assuming that. Now keep in mind that's not my approach.
That's not your approach.
I don't think nobody's surprised.
Right.
All of us fucked up in our own special way. In our own special way. So none of us are surprised. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like we all fucked up and we all got some good shit about it. All of us. You know what I'm saying? Like so to suggest that only certain people or only a certain gender is a prize, nah, I don't classify it like that. Okay. Like I'm saying, like for me it's, man, just find somebody that you're willing to do this life thing with. And that's it. Mm-hmm. It ain't about prizes. It ain't about gifts to me. Who are you willing to do this life thing with?
Yeah, that's a whole nother level.
And to me, that's it. That's what it boils down to. Yeah. Everything else outside of that, if you just having casual sex, that's not no gift. Why? Because you're casually giving that. You casually giving that to whomever.
Yeah, my memory card ran out on that one.
Do we need to reset something?
Memory card. I mean, I don't have another memory card unless you got one.
I don't. Nah.
Well, good. I still got that one recorded, so
okay,
we're
cool.
good. Mine's just off, but yours is still going. Okay, we good.
All right.
Okay. So, I was about to say, so if a woman came to you and her birthday was coming up, she said, and you asked her, what you want for your birthday? I want you.
Okay, you got it.
Gift. That was her gift.
If that's what you wanted, that's what you called it.
If she specifically asked for it as that, I want this as my gift.
No, if she wants to classify it as that,
yeah,
cool.
Like you ask like, so what you want? You're like, I want that. Come on.
and here's my
I want that thing.
Here's my rebuttal to that, right? Yes. So she classifies it as a gift, so it is a gift for her, right? Okay. But let's talk in reality. Go ahead. The truth is, it's not a gift. Give you an example. What's the woman's name? Rachel Dolezal? So I think is her name.
Oh, the woman who...
Yeah. You know what I'm
black
talking about.
Woman,
yeah.
Pretending she was black.
Yeah. How does she see herself? As
a black woman?
As a black woman, right? Which is great.
Yeah.
She can classify herself as that, right?
Yes.
When she takes a census, she can mark black, right?
Yeah.
But what do your eyes tell you?
This is a white woman?
That's a white woman.
That's the reality.
I rest my case.
Oh God! All right, I feel it. Oh shit! What else?
At the end of the day,
yeah.
Listen, and that's not to, because I mean, at the end of the, like, people have to live their own truths. And I'm cool with that. Like, that's whatever. God bless you. Whatever your truth is. Like, if that's the way you see things, if that's your view and your perspective on with your life, cool. God bless you. Like for real. And that's not even in some trying to diminish talk down or be joking about this thing. I want people to live whatever life they see fit to live. Even if it's that, whatever makes them happy, that's cool. But again, back to these impressions. The reality is people see what they see. Yeah. And we've been socialized in such a way. The world has socialized us in such a way that we classify things based on the way we see things. That's where we get this the infrastructure of race. Like because that's how we've been socialized by white people. We see things the way we see it, period. And so we throw people in buckets. It just is what it is. Yeah. So I'm not telling you can't do that and you can't see it that way or you can't feel that way about it. Yeah. But I'm telling you, the world is socialized in such a way where we just see what we see.
And we go off that.
Now whether it's right or wrong, or the way people handle that first impression, right or wrong, is a different argument for a different day. But I'm speaking just in simple, plain realities.
Yeah, it's reality.
Simple, plain realities. Yeah. That when I see no pigmentation, I think white.
Yeah.
When I see pigmentation, my initial thought is colored. Black, brown.
Period. That's just what it is.
Maybe Asian. Maybe Mexican. Asian. Maybe black. Yeah. Like, but I don't think white when I see brown. I don't think white when I see black.
You're just looking for what it is.
It's what I see. Yeah. No different. Let's go back to the coochie thing.
Yeah.
You giving me the same coochie that I had the night before.
It doesn't change what
weird.
It is.
That's weird. So if my birthday is December 5th, you give me the coochie on December 4th, how did it all of a sudden become a gift on December the 5th?
Wait, so the date
is the coochie different
from the 4th or the 5th?
It's birthday coochie. Is it like? I guess it's just what we call it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's all in what you call it. Like, is that it?
Birthday coochie.
I mean, whatever. Live your truth. Like, but my reality is that's the same coochie. That's the same coochie. No, I'm sorry. That's not a gift. I got that on December the 4th. What are you giving me different on December the 5th that you did not give me on December the 4th?
She dressed it up a little bit. I'm trying to help women out.
Nah, you dressed that up for you. You ain't dressed that up for me.
That wasn't for you.
You ain't dressed that up for me. Now I might be the recipient of your strong. Now you feeling good.
For you, John.
Yeah, I'm the recipient of you
like
feeling,
these heels.
I'm the recipient of you feeling good about yourself, which is dope. I love that. I love that energy. I love those vibes. But I ain't asked for that shit.
Would you agree that the majority of things that women do are for their men?
Nah. I think the majority of things that women do, they do it for themselves. Men are the recipients. But on the same token, I feel the same way about men. Majority of what we do is for ourselves. Other people just happen to be the recipients. For example, we are socialized as men. We're taught to be a provider and a protector.
Yes.
We're not taught to be that for women. We're taught to be that because that's what we're just taught to be.
Not for someone, but
no.
Just as a man, you're taught to be
These are the qualities of a man. It's not taught in the sense of this is what you have to be for a woman. This is what you have to be in order to be a man. So I do that ultimately for me because that's the way I was taught. Now, do women benefit when I'm executing that?
Fucking right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They are the immediate beneficiary of that, which is great. But the reality is, at its core, no, that was done for me. Because these are the qualities that have been represented to me as to what makes a man a man.
So could that be a factor in why it never seems enough for women?
Could it be a factor?
Yeah,
sure. I mean, it could be. I think. If you're asking me my opinion, I think that
it's never enough, JL. It's never enough. No matter what we do.
I don't want to say it like that. But that's what I'm alluding to. That is never enough. Like,
that's what it seems like.
No, but I'm not gonna say that. So I think so women evolve. And women evolve faster and on a different spectrum than men do.
I agree with that.
Very different.
I agree with that.
Very, very easily we get into what's called a rhythm.
A rhythm.
We get into a rhythm.
Okay.
Meaning, like, when I get comfortable doing something a certain way, I maintain that thing because it makes me happy. Yeah, I'm comfortable in it.
Yeah.
And I don't want that thing to change. Men hate change. As like, just generally speaking.
Yeah.
We don't like change.
Yeah.
Women are always evolving.
Mm.
So what might have worked yesterday probably won't work tomorrow.
You don't do what you used to do no more.
So I'll give you a perfect example. If you're dating someone, right? Try taking them to the exact same restaurant for 5 days consecutively and tell me how that goes.
You don't pay attention to my needs.
Like, that's not going to go well.
You don't pay attention
Because
to
at some point, she's going to say,
yeah.
Again?
Right.
No, it worked. But I bet it worked the first time. She loved it the first time.
Yeah.
But by the third time,
yeah.
she like, we not do nothing different.
Right.
Is this it? And I'm not saying she's wrong for feeling that way. That's cool. It's just the reality is. But on the same token, let's look at that from the other perspective, from the man's perspective. Mm-hmm. We men, we can go to the same place multiple times,
be perfectly fine,
and be perfectly fine.
Yeah, like,
and we'll think nothing of it.
This is my spot.
This is my man. I like this. Like, order the exact same meal.
Yep.
Sit in the exact same seat.
Give you the number 2 with the side of this lemonade.
Ain't gonna change nothing. Ain't changing nothing. Women aren't built like that. Yeah. They not built like that. Generally speaking, they just aren't.
I agree with that.
Like, so.
Yeah.
As men,
yeah.
If you're going to be in a relationship, whatever you want to call it, with someone else, man, you have to, more than anything else, you have to listen. You have to communicate.
Yeah.
And you have to pay attention to the changes.
That's
pay
the key word, to the changes.
Because they happen.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like, what I found is that a woman will tell you everything you need to know if you pay attention.
Pay attention.
It's not this like, I think sometimes, like, men, we get guilty of thinking like, oh, it's this obstacle course, like, we gotta go. It's like, no, if you really just listen to what she's saying or pick up on little mannerisms about her, like, so those things will tell you a lot.
Hear me out.
Go.
I've thought about this. Now, whether it's right or wrong, it's just something I've thought about.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, part of what where men run into issue with women and our inability to change with them is based on the way that we're socialized as men.
Talk like as coming up.
Yeah, the way we're socialized. Like, so we're taught provide, protect. That's it. Protect, yeah. But no one really says what we're providing or what we're protecting. That's up to us to fill in those blanks. And where it starts is for ourselves. Provide and protect. I need to provide for myself. I need to protect myself. Is where it starts. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Socially, that's where it starts. Like, right. I got to provide for me.
Yeah.
I got to protect me. I got to look out for me. I got to do what's right for me. I got to get this paper. Yeah. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to do what I got to do. I got to provide or protect. Yeah. I got to make sure I have what I need. I got to protect my feelings. Yeah. I got to do all this stuff. So that's
conquer all mentality.
That's the initial. Yeah. And most men don't make it beyond that. But that doesn't mean that they don't have relationships. So what happens is when women start to change, men become defensive. And with that guard, protect. That guard immediately it shoots up. Yeah. Cause now I'm in this defensive mode of, well, wait a minute.
I did all this.
Yeah. No, but just hear her out. Yeah. Just hear her out.
Yeah.
Cause what she's saying could really be super simple.
Right. I've
learned that. Men are such creatures of habit.
We are.
That we
miss it.
We miss it. We like, well, nah, you should be happy. I'm doing all the things that I was doing when I got you.
Yeah.
But I didn't evolve. I didn't evolve. Like, and so, like,
thinking the same thing and still go to work.
No, and they don't. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
It doesn't. And that's where the conflict comes.
Fuck. I gotta evolve. Like,
Gotta evolve.
and man, all dudes are different because some dudes like go back. Well, no, every dude becomes who they actually are after the 90-day mark in any relationship. Every guy becomes who they actually are.
After the 90-day mark.
90-day mark.
You will see all what this dude is about.
Listen, in any dating scenario, the 90-day mark is the fantasy period. It's all fantasy.
All fantasy.
The 90-day period is all fantasy.
They call it the puppy love stage.
I wouldn't even call it that.
Even before that.
No.
After.
No, because at least puppies are being who they actually are. So I wouldn't even call it that. That's doing disrespect. It's fantasy. Because the reality is, I'm going to be the version of me that you want me to be. Because I'm feeling you.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do whatever I need to do to have you.
Yeah.
And the reality is fantasy. Because that's not really you.
After you done got her those 90 days.
Now, after 90,
yeah. What happened to all that shit you was doing in the beginning?
I slide into comfort. Because this is who I really am. Like, because the real me chills at the house all day.
Yeah.
The real me can sit on the PlayStation for hours. The real me.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't do that when I was trying to get you because I knew that time I needed to get you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that any of this is right or wrong.
Right.
I'm just speaking in reality.
Yeah. Now that was like, oh, well, you playing games.
No, that's who they really are. No, it wasn't a game.
Then they like, well, why didn't you show me who you really was at the beginning?
Because you would have went away. That's just reality. You wouldn't have stuck around for that.
If I showed you the true me, you don't want this.
You don't want that. The proof of you not wanting it is how you reacting now.
That's mic drop right there.
You don't want this. You want the fantasy.
You want the fantasy.
The fantasy.
We're not living in fantasy, sweetheart.
We're not living in fantasy. We're not doing that. Now, at the same time, men have to be responsible, and women too, for showing who they actually, or at least showing in layers of who they actually are. Because no one is going to just completely show who they actually are in the beginning.
Yeah.
No one does that. You are trying to impress this person. So even if you are showing who you actually are, you're only showing the best version of that.
The best version of you actually.
But everyone has a worse version of themselves.
Yeah. No one's straight up and down perfect.
No one is straight up and down perfect.
Yep.
That doesn't exist.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean that everybody doesn't have a perfect version of themselves.
Yes.
And that's the version we show people
Ah.
in the 90 days. But once those 90 days are over, now you see the imperfect version.
Right.
Now you see the nigga who, you know what I'm saying, who don't wipe his penis when he done peeing. You know what I'm saying? But want some head.
Toy seat up.
You know what I'm saying? Now you see that guy. Who, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who does all that little shit. Like now you starting to see the guy who might not open that door for you. He might not.
Not open the door no more.
Nah, I mean, he might not.
Not
We
pull
gonna
a
see.
chair out for you to sit down.
You know what I'm saying? He did that in the 90s. Perfect version. That's the perfect version of him.
Yes.
The reality is the perfect version of anyone is not sustainable.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. That's why we date. We only around that person for a few hours. I can be a perfect version of me for a few hours.
For a few hours. After
Yeah.
a while,
But after that,
you settle to who you really are.
you settle to who you are.
So that begs the question, and I think we kind of like briefly touched on it in the beginning. If you know that this is who I really am inside, but like you're saying, if I show you this side, the chances of me being with you or getting you are going to be pretty much slim to none.
Slim.
So I have to put up the good side of me, the good things about me.
I'm gonna smoke my cigar too.
Oh, go ahead and do that.
I'm listening. Though.
Right. For those who are just listening, he's lighting up a cigar. What type of cigar is this again? For people who are watching, what do we have here? just to paint a picture for the people who are listening. Oh, well, he's still lighting the cigar. Look at that. As he admires the cigar.
So this is a Partagas cigar.
Partagas.
It's it has this has a higher intensity to it.
Okay.
Like, so it's more of a harder fragrance to it,
Yeah.
as opposed to like a sweet or a mild.
Yeah.
So more experienced
Gotcha.
cigar smokers.
Okay.
So yeah.
There we go. All right. So what I was saying was, if we know what it really is, if I'm being sincere and honest with myself, why continue on putting up this image of myself who is really not me? And then at the end, I know the true me is going to come out. I know it is. This isn't me. That could save a lot of arguments, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of confusion, a lot of bullshit. Had you just been like, yo, you know what? Before we go any further with this, let me tell you who I really am. Let me tell you about me. For real. Because this shit is getting kind of serious.
You said, why don't we?
Yeah.
I don't know why people don't do that. I can tell you why I wouldn't.
I've done it.
I'm saying, like, I can tell you why I wouldn't say anything.
Go ahead.
Because the reality is I want that person. So I'm going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to be whoever I need to be for them. Because that's how society has taught us to be. What's the saying? Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
That's what society teaches us to do.
We live by it. Majority of us.
Majority of us. I would go as far as say all of us. Like,
Damn.
no. Like,
Jesus, every human being?
find me a black person that doesn't code switch. We are who we need to be in a given situation. Now, the issue with that is none of it is sustainable. I can only be that person for so much amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who I am at work isn't the same person I might be at the club. Isn't the same person who I'm at the house. Isn't the same person I am when I'm on the court or when I'm in the gym.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be so much easier and better if you could just be your true, authentic self at all times? Like, wouldn't it just be like...
Hear me out.
Like,
hear me out. This is going to fuck you up. This is going to fuck you up.
Go ahead.
What if I told you the multiple variations of yourself is the real you?
You are different forms of yourself.
Yep.
See what you're getting at.
Depends on where you are. Especially as black people. Because what that is, because our code switching is a survival tactic. It's how we survive.
Yeah. You're right, because when I go back to Philly, I got to be a different type of dude.
Different dude. Doesn't mean the Philly version of you isn't a real person.
Yeah.
Isn't the real you. That absolutely is.
That's true.
And the version of you that's in Columbus is really you.
Yeah.
Or at least is who you've evolved into being.
All right.
Doesn't make one any more real than the other.
Yeah. It's still you.
Just a different variations.
In different settings.
Exactly.
Well then. Oh man, what else do we have over here? I think we hit it all. Did you want to comment on the transgender community?
Hey man, leave Dave Chappelle alone.
Okay.
That's my comment.
All right.
Leave Dave Chappelle alone. Like,
Yes.
I want, so as someone who is learning myself and who is attempting to educate myself on all these different dynamics and binaries, the non-binaries, the cisgenders, and the hims, the hers, the thems, the it,
pronouns.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still learning myself.
Yeah.
But I have enough sense to know that Dave Chappelle was not attacking the transgender community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, in no way was he attacking the community.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle was attacking the power structure. Power structure being white people over black people, or white people over everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say,
Yeah.
be very plain when I say it like that.
Right.
Because the reality is, if we talk about transgender and all these different dynamics or sexualities or perspectives, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if something goes down, they're either going to see you as white or black.
Yeah.
Period. That was the analogy that he used when he said Clifford the big red nigga. And if you notice, when he painted the picture of Clifford the big red nigga, he made it out to be this good person. Like, but Clifford the big red nigga was a good person, like, who did good things, and people liked Clifford the big red nigga. But the reality was he was still a big red nigga.
You still seeing that image.
That's what you see. These are just the facts. So and that speaks into the power structure of the way that America has socialized us, like over years, and this was all intentional, like because race is not real, man. Race is not real. It is a figment of our imagination that became real. Like, I mean, because like, so I say race is not real in the sense of like it defeats the purpose of ethnicities. Like we are ethnically connected to things. Race is something that y'all created. That just to put on us to show that one person is better than another person. That's it.
You getting into classism.
Ultimately, it comes down to classism.
Yeah.
And money.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, social economics. Ultimately always comes back to that.
Yep.
Like, but the labels of races was only used to put certain people down and put other people up. That's it.
Man, that's a whole nother pie.
That's it. Now I would say that the whole, especially for black people, ours sticks a little bit harder because we don't have a cultural connection to our ethnicity.
Yeah.
We lack that.
Yeah.
We're literally the only
We did.
people who lack that connection.
No connection with
lack that ethnic connection to our original culture.
Yeah.
Which is why we have to create our own culture. Which is why when we say nigga, it's different from a white person saying nigga. Whereas white people always have the connection to their culture. Yeah. Nothing will ever change that. They can always identify, well, I'm Irish or I'm Scottish or I'm whatever, European, whatever from the mountains of Caucasus. Whatever you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, but black people have like no connection whatsoever. So everything that we're doing, we're creating. That's why it's not a coincidence that black people are so creative and so much more creative than every other ethnicity or race in the world.
You think
it's not a coincidence?
It goes back to that?
It goes back to something really good coming out of something that was really bad. Is my point. Like, black people are always in a position where we have to create, we have to establish something from a benchmark perspective. Because everything that was our benchmark was stolen from us. It was taken from us. Intentionally.
Strip these people of everything.
Yeah, like, and I mean, it was a part of the power structure. Like, because if like white people, you know, if they keep their connection to their culture, that's where their empowerment comes from. So I have to take that away, completely take that away to make them feel diminutive to me and to the structure that we're trying to put in place.
That's it.
So that's why when me as a black person, when I say nigga, it's different than when a white person says nigga. I'm creating a culture. Yeah. Like a culture that I don't already have. Like you talking about, man, I don't think people realize, man, it hasn't even been 200 years since we were free from slavery.
Not even 200.
It hasn't even been 200 years.
Believe in generational trauma?
Absolutely.
It's a real thing.
So my grandfather, who was 100 years old, right?
All right, that's amazing, man.
His parents were slaves. His parents were old enough to experience.
Damn, man, that's
his parents were old enough to experience slavery. Yeah. His uncles, his aunts were old enough to have experienced that. Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, so my great grandparents were slaves. My greats. Great, yeah. People don't realize how close that actually is. My grandfather is still alive. His parents were slaves. Now they were free, obviously. Yeah. Right. But that just kind of give you the impression of this ain't as far as y'all think it is.
We're not too far removed.
We're not as far removed as y'all might think. And even then, even when we do become removed, the fact is that trauma still exists. Like you disconnected us from all opportunities.
Just
completely
like a guillotine.
Because hear me out. Let's start with slavery. To have taken away someone's culture, their way of understanding, their way of being, give them a whole brand new culture that they know nothing about. That culture basically says that they are less than this other people simply based on the color of their skin.
Take all their
and
resources.
Nothing else. Took away every resource. And like, no, we haven't gotten the opportunity yet.
Okay.
Then you freed them. Okay, you freed them while giving them nothing. Took everything away, freed them, gave them nothing. Created these laws, these super weird laws that basically said if you stole a piece of gum, I'm going to put you in jail, which now makes you a constitutionally legal slave.
Working in the prison or the jail.
Working in the prison. Slavery is abolished, except for under the condition of punishment. Prison.
Right.
Jail, right?
Yeah.
So now they're giving these life sentences
Yeah.
for stealing a piece of gum. But wait a minute, you freed them and they had nothing. What else was they supposed to do?
How am I going to survive?
How was they supposed to survive? Oh, but let's keep going. Let's go a little bit further.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about all these weird laws. Redlining. Redlining in different communities. Basically, what redlining did is it specified black areas and white areas, and it basically said that black people weren't allowed to go into these areas, and it gave opportunities for white people to be able to get loans, to build, to get loans, to get houses, and to create generational wealth for for their kids and stuff. Whereas black people didn't have the same access to that stuff, and that's where our ghettos come from. Because they said, you got to live over here. Not only do you have to live over here, the cost for you is going to be completely different.
Mm-hmm. Redlining.
Now let's talk about that even further.
Okay.
And how that plays a role into today.
Yeah.
So, redlining. Like, although redlining doesn't exist anymore, the effects of it still exist.
It's still there.
That's a reason why certain white schools are considered as better than black schools.
Yes.
Because funding for the schools are based on, wait for it,
property
taxes.
Ah.
Right?
Ain't none of us own no goddamn home.
Most black people don't own their homes.
Yeah, rent.
Or let me not say most. A vast majority of them don't. Within the inner city, do not own their homes.
Hell no.
So there's no property taxes that goes towards the schools. Whereas all those white people in those white schools who do y'all the property taxes, that came from the institution of redlining, where they had the generational wealth that went from one white family to the next, one generation to the next. That's why white schools have more money, more opportunity than black schools.
PYTs, primarily white institutions. Fuck, man. Will we ever get ahead? How many hundreds of years is it going to take for us to not even get ahead, but just to be able to be on the same playing field?
No.
Hundreds of years we talking.
No.
It'll never get there.
No.
Never?
No.
You don't think we can?
No. Do you realize how much harder we would have to run? Excuse me. And how much more exceptions we would need in order just to catch up? I don't think people realize how far behind they put us by doing all those things. Like slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights, redlining, police brutality, gentrification, all these different things. Like, how do you just reverse that stuff? The reality is you can't. Cause and that's why I tell people all the time, like, racism is systemic, meaning a white person wouldn't literally have to be what we understand as really a bigot in order to be racist. They literally don't have to be. They don't have to do anything themselves in order to be racist towards us. Yeah. Because the reality is they are benefiting from a system that is racist. And so by that, you racist. Right. Because you are a standing beneficiary of a system that was put in place to make me diminutive to you.
So if a white person, hey, I'm not racist. I have no problem with black people.
That's not the point. That's not what makes you racist. It is not that makes you racist.
You talk about the structural system.
Exactly. It's about the system. And in the same way.
It's not about you calling me the N-word.
Yeah, it's not. That's bigotry.
Yeah.
It's what you're thinking about.
Like, oh, you a racist. You call that person the N-word.
That's bigotry. Now,
Yeah.
you could be a bigot.
Yeah.
And that's still pretty bad.
Yeah.
that's still pretty bad. Like, but that's not.
Yeah.
Like, nah. Like, I mean, but at the same time, even white privilege isn't wrong. Because the reality is, white people have white privilege.
Just what it is. They set it up that way.
The system is put in place for you to be a beneficiary of it.
Job well done.
So without you having to do anything,
Yeah.
you are a beneficiary of a system that I don't get the same benefits from. Now, hear me out. You can utilize your white privilege to combat racism. No one's telling you your white privilege is wrong. We're saying when you use it while ignoring the fact that there is a system in place that benefits white people over black people, you are racist. You do not have to actively participate in bigotry in order to be a racist.
Yeah.
Most racist people don't know it.
Yeah, because I think most people think it's an action.
Most people, they think it's this action.
Yeah.
Like now, it originally started that way because somebody had to put the system in place.
Yeah.
So yes, it originally started that, but now the system is running itself.
So you being born, there you go. You're set up.
I mean, just look at the dynamics of just society in general, the way we operate. Like my approach towards police officers is completely different than a white person's approach. Like, so for example, it has to be because it's for me, it's about survival.
Damn straight.
For white people, they're the law. They're my friend.
They
uphold this system that works in my benefit. For me, it's I just gotta make it home safe.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, man.
I just gotta make it home safe.
You see my hands, 2 hands, boo. I'm reaching for this now. Is it okay? You asked for the wallet. I'm reaching for the wallet.
And that goes to code switching. Because the reality is, if some white cop pissed me off, my approach to him is gonna be different than if one of my niggas pissed me off.
Right.
When my niggas are like, man, if you don't shut the fuck up,
right.
The officer is all right, officer.
That shit is so fucking demeaning, yo. That shit, it makes you have to like that's fucked up. You gotta shrink yourself just to like make it home.
Just to make it home.
Fuck, man.
So I mean, I hate to.
Well, so you don't think we'll ever get there?
Okay, if the question is, do I think things can ever be equal?
Yeah.
No.
Never. You can't see it.
No. The only thing we can do is strive to make things equitable.
So pretty much, essentially, we're just going to. This is going to be a continuous strike and struggle.
Yes.
So what the fuck are we fighting for?
Because the fight is worth it.
But there's no end game.
There's never an end game.
You're telling me you got here on front lines to fight for something there's no end game.
Fight.
Just fight.
Fight because it's the right thing to do. Because your kids who are here or who aren't here, they deserve it. Because the next generation who is dependent on us, they deserve it. They deserve for us to care enough about them, whether we see them or not, to fight for something. It's worth it. It's worth it. Will it happen? I would say it's unlikely. And I say that saying, will things ever be equal? The reality is they will never be equal. How can they? We are 150 years, or I guess now 160 years removed. Well, not like 155 years removed. 57, something like that, removed from slavery.
Man.
That's it. Like it's super close, but at the same time, it put us so far behind, having no culture, like no connection to who we really are. So having to create our own culture. Like, so we are starting. We in a 4x400 race, and we started when other people hit their third person.
Damn.
Is when we started.
Shit.
So this idea that, like, to say, well, you know, can we ever catch up? Well, can you catch up in that race?
Generations and generations behind.
Not to mention the fact that they're like, while everybody else is running a regular race, we got hurdles.
You got jump, spin, crawl, shit.
We got real hurdles.
It's like
in our
an
shit.
obstacle course.
We got real hurdles in our shit because you got the years of generational wealth that we did not have access to. Keeps us away from opportunities that white people have intrinsically. Like, it's not a coincidence that the makeup of loans that are taken out for college, the majority of it comes from black people. It's not a coincidence. But what do loans actually do?
Go back into the system.
They put you in debt.
I'm going to put you in debt.
Put you in debt.
And it keeps as you're making your monthly payments, it's going back to the system.
It's going right back.
So you can't get it. Oh, God.
Like, even, like, listen.
Hey, you need 5 credit cards to build a good credit.
Like, and then let's look at society now. Like, so now it would have been one thing for, like, say in the 70s, 80s, when a bachelor's degree actually went far. You got a bachelor's, you was somebody.
Yeah.
Like, you could make really good money because the money was different. Whereas now you get a bachelor's degree,
good luck.
What are the odds now you really working in your field with a bachelor's? You gonna be hard pressed.
Man.
You gonna be hard pressed to work in your field.
Man.
That's why I think everybody who goes to HBCU should be a teacher first.
Really?
It will solve the inner city problem. But it would need to be beneficial. If the inner city districts found a way to make it beneficial. See, she misbehaving. And you making things difficult. She need to go lay down. Nyla, go get to your bed. Go to your bed. Now. Move.
The dog stepped on
Go.
the power strip. And all the
Go.
lights almost just went off.
Go. Hold on. We got to pause this for a second.
All right.
She being bad. Go. Go. No. You being bad. Go. Be on your bed. So like I was saying before, my whole of a dog was
Call your dog.
He'll go act his way. Another man show up, and now she want to be laid up under this man. Like, take your whole ass in the other room. This become a whorehouse. So like I was saying, so like I was saying,
the chances of us catching up or even leveling the playing field is, you don't see it. It's very slim enough.
But it's worth the fight.
Worth the key fight.
Yes, we absolutely should fight. Because our children deserve it. And the fact is, man, we've made strides. We've made tremendous strides. Yeah. All things considered.
Hell yeah.
Like, insane strides.
Fuck yeah. And that's evidence to keep fighting.
Like, it's evidence to keep fighting, but it's also evidence of, for as many strides as we made, we're still so far behind.
Shit, man. We're not even close.
Look at the gap in generational wealth. Fuck. Look at the wage gap. I think we're last. Like, it's insane when you look at it.
How many black billionaires are there?
Ain't a lot. Ain't a lot. It ain't a lot. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Like, not in comparison to white people.
Yeah. How do you feel about this thing? And then we're gonna wrap up at this point. How do you think about, like when people say, "Oh, when one black person make out of a neighborhood, is their responsibility to go back to where they made it from and pull everyone up, or invest or save that town or hood, so to speak, or neighborhood?" Like, oh, look at Diddy. He doesn't. He has the obligation to. Oh, Jay-Z.
Yes, I agree with that.
You agree with that?
I agree that as black people, again, the rules are different.
One, make it, you gotta
the rules are different for us.
Yes.
My issue with black people who do become successful is we correlate success to white. When the reality is the circumstances are different. When white people become successful, they don't have to go back. So everybody back there is good. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
When black people make it, our circumstances are different. Like our community is different. So yes, when you make it, you have a responsibility to go back. Now hear me. It's not your job to pull anyone out. It's your job to be a bridge of opportunity.
Okay. We
That's
not
what I mean.
talking about handouts.
No.
Okay.
Because nothing was handed out to you. Why should it be handed out to them?
Okay.
No, be a bridge of opportunity.
Be available.
That's it. Be a bridge of opportunity, not be available.
Well,
be a bridge of opportunity.
You gotta be opportunity. You gotta be available.
No, you don't.
Bullshit.
No, you don't.
How you gonna be opportunity? How you gonna be a bridge of opportunity if you're not available?
You create resources.
Hire your team. Send
No,
the team
it's not-
back.
You create resources. Like for example, like our athletes, you should come back and let's have camps.
Okay.
Like basketball camps. That doesn't mean you have to be here,
Okay.
but you
That's
create the
what you're saying.
opportunity.
Create a little. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no. Do you have to be available?
Right.
No.
Like, be there
and the
physically.
proof of why you don't necessarily need to be the person is Young Dolph.
Oh
Let's use that as proof.
man.
It don't need to be you.
That's fucked up. Yeah. That's so sad.
Like,
Yeah.
but you need to be a bridge of opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to be the one who's
On the front lines, back
you
in
don't
the
have
streets.
to be on the front lines.
Yeah.
Because the reality, again,
We see what happens.
crime still does happen.
Yeah.
It
Be
still does
smart.
happen.
Don't be stupid.
We need to be smart.
Yeah.
Like,
But the opportunity is here.
we need
for
to
those who
we need to create the
opportunities. Yeah.
for other people.
I see. I
Whatever
agree.
that means. Like, and it doesn't have to be rapping basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what about some more trade schools? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, more opportunities, more vocations.
Teach me how to open up a bank.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's you know what I'm saying? Let's teach our kids HVAC while they still while they in middle school and high school. That way, the moment they come out of high school, they can make money,
Right.
like real money.
And then eventually, hopefully, that transitions into them being entrepreneur of electrical company.
Exactly. Who knows what that can turn into?
Yeah.
But the reality, like, you know what I'm saying? Our kids, like, we have this whole. We've been socialized into this super weird idea that everybody's supposed to go to college. That ain't necessarily.
Man, that's the biggest lie.
That
told
ain't
to us,
everybody's.
man.
No, man.
Sheesh.
Listen, the makeup of people who paid for the civil rights movement were people who had trades, not college educated folk.
Yeah.
They paid. The people who was paying for the civil rights movement were people who had trades.
Yeah.
These was not college educated folk.
Right.
These was people who was working at Ford.
Right.
Who was you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like plumbers and shit. Who was paying, you know what I'm saying? Like who was funding the movement. But then we got convinced. Nope. Everybody's you supposed to go to college.
Yep. Education became the thing.
Education became and the institution of education. Let's
Institution. Of education.
let's separate the
Higher
two.
education.
Higher education is institution because education is important. Education
Of
comes
course,
different. You know what I'm saying?
course.
People who have trades are educated.
Yeah.
They're educated in their trade,
Which
is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like this institution of education of everybody's supposed to go to college, man. No. The reality is, as black people, man, we need to eat. So what are we doing to prepare, especially when I look at my young students who, is in 8th grade but is at a 1st grade level? What are the odds of him graduating high school? What are we doing to prepare him for the real world? Why is he not being given a trade? Because again, what are the odds of him graduating high school? Not say it's impossible.
Yeah.
But what are the odds?
Motherfucker drop out.
They slim. He's a higher chance at this point of being a dropout.
Getting involved in the streets.
So what are the so he drops out with no trade, no ability to do anything to make money for himself,
No skills.
Yeah. What is he left to do?
Sell his dope.
Because the reality is he got to eat.
Become a savage out here in these streets. By any means.
So there's man when I say get back, there's so many different ways that can look.
Yeah.
It doesn't have
You
to
can create
be
so many different
you can
avenues.
create so many different things.
Yeah.
And my main thing that I would love to see people giving back and creating trade schools.
Trade schools.
We need more trade schools in the black community. We need more of them. Because the reality is, it is going to be extremely difficult for us to close the gap of increasing our graduation rates, especially in the inner cities, and then assuming people go to college, and then like, you know what I'm saying, the debts that they're gonna take out, that's assuming that they finish college, and then they probably gonna have to seek further education in order to make enough money to pay
back.
Which means you gotta take out more loans.
Yep. Which goes back into the system.
You learning, man. You picked that up real fast, man. I didn't even have to say it this time.
I'm not scared of you, part 2. There it is. Oh, okay, man. We're going to wrap this one up. This is good stuff. Once again, if y'all enjoyed this podcast, if you got enlightened a little bit, hopefully you did. Hopefully you were entertained. Hopefully you laughed. Hopefully you learned something. And hopefully you, I don't know, decide to follow J. Allen Hicks.
It's funny. I actually got 3 new followers, man. I actually just got 3 followers on my Twitter. Like, so I'm looking. I'm like, oh, hey,
look at that. No. Hey, man, that's good. That's good. Let them know again where they can follow you at, J. Allen. They can connect with you.
Okay.
And all that good stuff.
So on IG, if you want to connect with me, on the Dapper Fella, you want to do business together, you're looking for some consultations, hit me up on IG.
That's the best way.
IG. That's the best place to hit me up, specifically for that.
Yes.
And that is _Dapper Fella. THE_DAPPERFELLA. That is my IG. That same tag name is also my TikTok. That's where I post my fashion stuff. When I get real cute with the edits and stuff. Like, so,
show off a little bit.
I get to show off a little bit on TikTok. Like, but that's still fashion centric.
Yes.
But if you just want to see, if you just want to just talk to me, just on some cool stuff, just want to chop it up with me, and really get to see like where my mind goes through the day, because it goes so many different places through the day. Hit me up on Twitter. Twitter is where you'll see me in different capacities, like, being funny, being silly, being romantic, being serious, giving advice, and also being funny. Like,
there you go.
I tell a lot of jokes on Twitter, but it's like, so it's a lot more loose on Twitter. And that's Dapper Fella _JAH. That's DAPPERFELLA
Dope. There it is. Hopefully this is also dispelled, I guess, any misconceptions about you, because I'm sure
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Sure, people probably have so many misconceptions about you, man.
Of course, and they're always gonna have misconceptions, and that's okay.
You're fine with it. Doesn't bother you.
Listen, it's okay, man. People are gonna see things the way they choose to see them, and that's okay.
You can't do nothing about that.
There's nothing I can do about that. All I can do, and what I would encourage everyone else to do, be the best version of yourself. If you're doing that, then you're accomplishing the Dapper Fella mantra.
Nice. I like that. Perfect note to end on. Follow the podcast on Instagram. That is cloth_talk_podcast. For my artists, local artists, if you want to submit music to be played on the podcast during the breaks, send that to clothtalk5@gmail.com. All right, that is clothtalk5@gmail.com. And when you send it, please MP3 file the name of the artist, name of song, and your social media so I can show you love. Okay, do that. And if we gotta play a new segment, and if you want to play, if you want to submit questions for the new segment that we just started,
I didn't even get a question, man.
I know, I just reminded myself. Thank you. If you want to submit questions for future guests for our new segment that was named by FDZ Graffiti, shout out to her for helping me title it, send those questions to clothtalk5@gmail.com. All right. So we're going to actually play this game. Then we're going to wrap this up. I forgot. So what this is, I think I explained it before, but but I'll explain it again, just for people who probably just now tuning in or probably missed it in the beginning. So what guest to guest quest bowl is listeners and guests will submit questions for future guests. Those questions will be dumped into a bowl, and the current guest who's on the show at the present time will randomly draw a question, read it out loud, and answer honestly. So we're going to play this with J.Al., aka the Dapper Fella.
Let's go.
Okay, where did I put those questions? They're in the bag. All right, so toss that to him.
Let's go.
So go ahead and shuffle those.
I ain't scared of y'all.
It could be any type of question. And as you're drawing a question, think of a question that you would ask too.
Okay, I got a question for all the short women. Why y'all always be in the middle of the bed?
You wasn't supposed to tell us what the question is yet. You gotta write it down. It's supposed to be hidden. Now you gotta come up with another one. We can't use that one. That's a hilarious question.
Do you think the U.S. will ever have another black president, woman president? Yes. Yes.
Very good question.
And I think, as a matter of fact, the next president will be a black woman.
Wow. There
Kamala
you go.
Harris.
Nice.
I think the push is for it now. I don't think she's doing a whole lot to help herself presently. If I'm just being completely honest, because everything that Biden does is ultimately going to play a role into how she's perceived. But I would say she's definitely the next best hope. Kamala Harris. Yeah, the push is going to be for her.
Black woman president.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think it's going to be her.
Nice. There you go. We shall see years to come. All right. Follow the podcast once again. Cloth Talk Podcast, everything. Facebook, and Instagram. That's all. I'm not too many platforms with this, but
need to get a Twitter, man.
Yeah, he keep telling me get the Twitter. I'll probably we'll see. I don't want to manage too many pages. That's the thing.
Listen, man. If you want to know where it's at, it's at Twitter.
The action is on Twitter.
The action and the engagement
is on Twitter. God damn it.
Yes.
Shit. I'm gonna do a poll. Let me know if I should make a Twitter page for the podcast, everybody.
Come on, join the dark side, baby.
To the dark side. All right, we'll see you on another episode of Cloud Talk Podcast. Goodbye.
Wait. Let's get Jerome.